Ladies and gentlemen, here are your top 16 drivers who qualified yesterday, now going to a head-to-head battle in the tandems that we have here at Sportsland Sugo, FDJ2 Round 3.
The blend of cars that they got today, I mean, look at what you got. You got S15s, JZX chassis, you got the 86s out there, you got R33s, you know. I love seeing this. Yaris, you don't see too many of those also. So definitely looking forward to these battles. These individuals out here has been giving them all yesterday and then during practice this morning, so they're definitely going to be ripping and showing what they got.
Yeah, so this is a big turn for the series ranking and the points too. So let's go ahead and let's see some drifting, guys.
Let's get this party started. Let's go.
Yeah, so
as they're getting ready to roll out and everything, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about, like you said, the rankings. The rankings is really close right now. We got, you know, Kaneda at 1 with 152 points so far this year, and then we got ranking right behind him is Yamanaka with 150, and then Nagase right there with 127. So. But the interesting thing is they're all on the right side of the bracket. So yeah, one of them might not make it, isn't going to make it.
We're going to see some changes in the points ranking for the series too. But let's go ahead and explain to you guys how we are judging this track and how we did judge it yesterday here at Sportsland Sugo. This is a very, very huge track, and it's an international raceway. It's an international race course that we have. So this is one of the 3 big raceways. Oh man, you know what? I feel some sprinkle and some mist coming down right now.
That right there is just our luck. But, you know, these individuals out here has kind of manipulated to the point that they realize this season we're going to have to deal with a little bit of precipitation.
Yeah, so right now, right before top 16 is starting, I feel a little mist coming down right now. So we're going to have to get with the director on the track to see if they're going to get a sight lap or not, because they did not get any kind of practice when the track is wet. I'm not sure how the track condition is right now because we're elevated way up top here in the judging stand. Let's see if they're going to have a sight lap. This is going to be a tough one because they had all the practice yesterday and qualify and all the practice this morning that they had. It was a short practice this morning, but there was no rain until right now.
It's going to be very interesting for today, especially it being tandem battles. You know, we've seen some rough spots throughout the season so far with the tandem battles and with the weather. So hopefully with the sight lap, it'll get them really locked in and understand what they're going to be challenged with. Because like you were just saying, this is an international track, and if you look at the elevation of it, you can see right there, it goes downhill to outer zone 2 and 3. Yeah. It goes downhill. But coming into outer zone 1, it goes uphill. So it's uphill to downhill. So a lot of different elevation changes.
All right, so you see the starter gate all the way to the right. In front of the Dunlop Bridge and behind the Sugo Bridge, here we go. You have the start line. We want you to be full on, going as fast as you can to the initiation. You got the 3-2-1 cone. You have to make sure that the car is sideways by the number 1 cone, the last standing cone. Car has to be sideways by then. You have to make a nice flick. No 2-time, 3-time dragging e-brake. We want you to go from straight to a high rate of angle very quickly. With that speed and momentum, you have to bring the car out to the outside zone 1. You have to make sure that you fill the outside zone 1 fluid with a lot of angle. Obviously, after you pass the outside zone 1, you're going to go to outside zone 2. Same thing as the outside zone 1, you're going to have to be fluid. Fill the outside zone 2. Make sure you're on gas the whole time. We don't want no throttling, less throttle. We don't want you to be, you know, sloppy. We don't want to see the car wavering. We want to see the car with full angle, as clean as possible. Then after that, you're going to have a transition going to the outside zone 3. Transition, obviously, we want you to be quick like the initiation, high rate of angle from one side to the other. Same thing as the other outside zones. We want you to fill the zones with the rear of the car, high angle through there. Finally, where they have to be careful is this elevation change is going to change the way the car is reacting. So you're going to have to deal with that going to outside zone 4. A lot of cars I've seen yesterday go from outside zone 3 to 4. Looks like they're taking a tighter line because it is actually scary going down there. Like just driving a normal car there, you can tell that it's a real steep downhill. And also the track feels like it's getting narrow down there too. So after you drive through the outside zone 4, treating all the outside zones similarly, but at the same time you have to make sure that, you know, you're not going to come to an abrupt slow down You have to stay fluid. You don't want to be wavering through this track. So it's a very simple but yet really, really difficult track to conquer.
Exactly, and just like you said, it's the key thing is the elevation change. And like he was talking about, from going from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, that elevation change is very drastic and very quick. So if they don't flick hard enough and they're catching that much more, momentum, then they're going to wash out, or they're going to fall in the wrong angle or wrong line coming into outer zone 4.
Yeah, because when you're coming up the straight at the 3-2-1 cone where you're supposed to initiate, it's starting to become an uphill here. So you're going to have to not let off, throw as much as speed you can, throw the car sideways as much as possible. Then right when you pass outside zone 1, it starts to go downhill, so you might catch extra speed.
But yeah, you guys are going to see a lot more of this with this top 16 battles going on. But till then, check out some of these commercials at this commercial break. Appreciate that. Bye.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Gaspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. EO RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティ
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Gaspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. EO RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティ
The The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Yokohama Presents FDJ2 Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo, Miyagi Prefecture. And we're just going to get right into it. We got the cars ready, lined up, and ready to go.
Oh yeah, these guys are here to battle, so they're anxious to go ahead and start their battles. But right here we have the ladder, the guy. The lead car is going to be on the right side here because the turn is a right turn. Go ahead and check this out. To the right we have Atsushi Hirayama driving the S15 versus Hiromasa Sakurai in his R33 sedan Skyline, and let's see who is going to better each other.
SR versus RB, so we'll see what they're going to do right here. But this is our number one qualifier in the S15, so we'll see what he's going to push as the lead guy here.
Yep, the lead run is supposed to do the best qualifier run they can as possible. In front, and the chase car is just going to have to get as close as possible on the same line and angle.
So here they come into outer zone 1 right here, and you can hear him ripping past. Oh, and it looked pretty bad right there for Sakurai right there in his R33. Looked like he struggled right there coming out, but finishing off strong here into outer zone 4. And yeah, so Hirayama in his S15, he actually had issues at round 2 over at Bihoku. Or was it?
No, Ebisu.
No,
it was the
Ebisu,
first round. Yeah, he broke his drivetrain, and he was in the middle of a battle, and he actually had to bow out of the battle early because of the malfunctions in his car. But right here, he looks like he's doing really great. His qualifier run yesterday was a killer run. And right here, it looks like Hiromasa Sakurai, huge correction right there, so most likely that's going to be an incomplete. But let me go ahead and tell you about this track. We go out there to put the cones down and mark everything, but right there, look at where Sakurai drove through. That was the inside dirt, but the dirt is a huge drop from where the rumble strips are. So
oh yeah, it's like a 3-inch drop, so it definitely can grab a hold of them. So
yeah, you got to watch out because you could
cautious areas for them.
You could easily, drop a bead. You could easily break the inside of the wheel,
but
crack your wheel.
You can see how they're driving back through the track. So what Robbie and I were looking up, it's actually 2.3 miles to get all the way around the track. So if we were to make them drive 2 miles around the track every single time,
we could probably have like 3 battles.
Yeah, I think we'd be here for about 4 hours, and I don't think these guys want to hear us talk about a little bit of nothing for 4 hours.
Yeah, so sorry guys, we're not good-looking males, middle-aged males here. If we were prettier to be on screen, we would be more, but it's probably the best that we're hiding behind the mic. And if you don't like our voices, please mute the stream too.
Or when they come into outer zone 1, just turn it on, because that's when they came ripping by.
Yeah, because you want to hear the cars. We are a little bit further away than the other track. The last event we were at was Bihoku. We were like right there basically. So we're a lot of feet behind here, but we get to see everything. We're elevated. We can see every little move that the cars do. Hope you guys see that through the live stream.
Bird's eye view. So here we go right here. Sakurai is going to be in the lead with Hiroyama in the chase. And here you go right here. Hiroyama's got to throw a good chase right here, not make any crazy corrections. Here he comes to outer zone. He definitely needs to close that proximity. I don't know if it's that RB power right there pushing past him and pulling away from Hirayama, but Hirayama definitely made the mistake of, not mistake, but couldn't close that proximity right there.
To be honest, I don't like that gap at all. But at the same time, the lead car took a very, very small line right there. Look at that. Very shallow. It was almost like he was trying to run away. Doesn't feel outside zone 1 from the beginning to the end. There is a gap created, but look at that. Doesn't feel outside zone 2. Throws a lot of angle. Corrects right there. Almost straightens out coming off of outside zone 3. So this may be a decision.
You're definitely right. That coming in from the 3-2-1 into outer zone 1, how he took that inside, approach to it, obviously changed the dynamic of everything, and it took away from the tandem battle itself. But we shall see here. And like we always talk about, the whole part of the chicane area is to make sure that it's not a drag race to outer zone 1 or the first entry or whatever. We want a tandem battle, door to door, fender to fender type deal. So see what the judges saw. They're going to compare the lead to lead, chase to chase on this, and give us their ruling on what they would like. So those of you die-hard Formula Drift Japan guys out there, girls, fans out there, this was actually round 1 we hosted last year, was here at Sportsland Sugo, and it was actually a week from today to a year. And that was the first event ever where we had no spectators due to the pandemic going on. And this is actually our first round that we actually are having spectators. So it's definitely the tables have turned. But at the same time, please be safe out there. I mean, you could see in the news and everything how the pandemic's still getting more and more increased in numbers. So be safe. We're being safe out here. we're making sure that the fans are safe, but at the same time, we're trying to give everything we got for y'all out there. And I'm glad this live stream's here, but like it is, it's live. So anything I say pretty much isn't getting edited. Judges are deliberating a little bit more on this. Obviously, that was kind of a weird call. I mean, the chase by Sakurai was obvious where he had to correct for outer zone 1, but that chase by Hirayama was affected by Sakurai's lead, just diving straight into outer zone 1 and then taking not filling the zones like he's supposed to. Still waiting. But yeah, as for yesterday, the qualifying, beautiful weather. We were in like the mid to lower 90s, all sun. It was awesome. And then right after they did qualifying, we had practice run for the pro drivers, the FDJ drivers. And they definitely were throwing some smoke and making some clouds out here. So here we go right here. Yoichi Mamura is going to go left with Hirayama. Ryan Lontaine and Robbie is also going to go with Hirayama. So Hirayama is going to be pushing on and progressing to the grade 8. Congratulations.
I am one of the commentators, but also I am one of the judges. And over here on the left to us is Tom Saeba doing the commentating in Japanese, and also Yoichi Mamura, the other judge for the FD Japan Series and FDJ2 Series. And obviously, we have another judge not with us. He is remotely judging
from afar.
Yeah, from way, way far away. And then we have connection issues and stuff like that too. So you're going to have to bear with us, but most likely everything should be okay now. But we were just waiting on one call, but that was almost like an obvious call for us. But yes, hope to see Sakurai to come back with a stronger run, and we will see Hirayama going up to the grade 8.
But finishing off what he was saying, so our third judge is Ryan Lontaine. So most of y'all know if you watch the FDJ, Ryan Lontaine is actually judging. Most of the times we have guest judges here for FDJ2, but obviously you could see our FDJ2 guest judge is usually an FDJ driver. It'd be kind of unfair to have them up here.
Oh yeah, that'll be an advantage.
Yeah, so we have Ryan Lontaine. He's on staff with us. Yeah, he's ready to do it.
So he's pretty busy because I'm pretty sure he's doing something during the day, and right now it's probably evening or something like that. He's doing the FDJ2 stuff, and also he's going to be judging for qualifying after this.
Yeah, about 2 hours after this.
Yeah, so.
But filling in as a body support for him, we have Joshua Brown here. He's filling in for him, making sure he's talking to him and live and seeing everything, so he gets to be the true eyes if he has any questions, and he could give him the guys out here to heads up like, hey, can we get a replay? Ryan would like to see something different. So Ryan, we miss you. One day I'll shake your hand or meet you or give you a fist bump or whatever. Still haven't met.
Yeah.
But it's been about a year, so we'll see. So here we are. We're rolling right into our second battle right here against Ryo Okabe against Hiroaki Kogure. Here coming into 3-2-1 to outer zone 1 right here. JZX chassis platforms battling it out right here. But look at the smoke that Okabe is throwing down on Kogure right here.
Got lost in the smoke. Oh man, that was a big no-no from Kogure. He was chasing, and yes, I think the FDJ2 guys aren't as used to driving in tracks like this, but I think a lot of the guys have a problem because if you get way too close, or if you're in the distance where you're kind of in the smoke line,
in that nice pocket,
like right here, you're just pretty much in the smoke right here. Even after this, getting lost, it's like, where am I going to transition? Boom. I did, but it's at outside zone 3 and I'm way off. I dipped 2 tires. That's something we don't want to see, but at the same time, I think that was I think Kogure had no choice because he probably had no sight right there.
Kogure just closed his eyes and said, hope for the best.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? Cross my fingers.
And I'll tell y'all, if you get a better view of that area of the track, that outer zone 3 actually had nice, beautiful grass 2 days ago.
Yeah, and it's like all the dirt. Yeah, you see the guys driving back right now, but on the other side where outside zone 3 is, dirt's everywhere. I'm telling you, man, if we made walls everywhere, we don't have to worry about dirt, but we have to worry about picking car pieces off of the track. Yeah.
If you got lost like that, that would have been bad because he was 2 cars off. That would have been half the car in the wall.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
So yeah, here you go. The tables have been turned right here. We're in our second battle of the top 16. If you're just joining us, Hirayama is actually going to be going on to the grade 8 for the first battle of the top 16, and here we are for the second portion of the tandem battle against Okabe and Kogure. So
Yeah.
Kogure is going to be on the lead, Okabe is going to be on the chase.
For all of you JZX 100 lovers, that's a Cresta and the right. The Mark II, the wheel type chasers here too. So we have all three types.
In the top 16. So here they go, coming out of zone 1. Kogure trying to put it down right here and give him a little taste of his own medicine to Okabe, but Okabe definitely took a shorter line there in the outer zone 3. I don't know if he got lost also, but that definitely affects each other. And looking at the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase between the two, we're going to see the difference here.
今確認する. So I'm going to have to double check that because everything was okay from initiation down to the outside zone 2, but it looks like Okabe was on a smaller line coming from outside zone 1 to 2 right here. So he had to dip one tire out. Boom, there. Then, oh, I guess it's not a straightening. It looks like he did have slight angle, but we're going to have to compare that with the other lead and chase per driver. It looks like Okabe did a better job in proximity, but yes, the line was all sloppy and the angle wasn't there.
Every detail matters here, but yes, you can see right here on the lower half of the screen, here they come right here, better view of it, seeing the drone footage. Here he comes in, dips that one tire right there, still holds the drift, transitioning into outer zone 3 right there, and kept it all in course, but definitely missed outer zone 2 there. But I don't know, it's pretty bad that Kogure definitely did dip out 2 tires, half his car on outer zone 3. So we'll see what the judges have to say about this. All right, here we go. Looks like the results are in right here.
Yeah, I think all three judges probably have the same thing in mind.
And
yes.
They're all going left to Okabe. So Okabe's going to be pushing on to the grade 8s.
So that was not a clean run by both drivers. Both cars did what they had to do on the lead, but it came down to the chase. Okabe was closer and he had better proximity overall, but yes, his line and angle was very bad. Versus Kogure was chasing. He didn't have much proximity, and he also dipped 2 tires out. He was way offline outside zone 3. So we would have to compare the 3 factors, proximity, angle, and the line, seeing which one is mimicking the lead car better.
Yeah.
And I would have to say that Okabe was a little bit closer than Kogure. And yes, the mimic wasn't complete. The line and the angle wasn't there, but then he was trying to stay close as possible.
And like
so
you
we're gonna have to
said,
give it to him.
like you said, it all comes down to strategy too. It comes down to getting that right calculation to get the right results that you want. So congratulations, Okabe. He will be moving on, but here we are for our third battle of the top 16. It's going to be number 350, Kazumasa Suzuki, and number 52, down to the 3-2-1, both S15s. Both SRs coming into outer zone 1. Let's see if Fujimoto can close that gap right there. Here he comes into outer zone 2 to outer zone 3 transition where they pick up the momentum, and it looks like he's just keeping that constant,
Yeah, there's
that proximity gap that he, doesn't want. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, they were, I think it looks like Fujimoto was hanging back a little bit more, but at the same time, Suzuki wasn't running the outside line that he did at Qualify. Right here. Not a huge, crazy flick. Very small line. Misses outside zone 1 completely. Still keeps the car going. Not too close on outside zone 2, and waiver there. Misses outside zone 3. So pretty much it looks like he was shallowing up and almost trying to run away from the chase car. And that's probably why the chase car couldn't get closer in proximity, because it looks like the chase car was running a wider line than the lead car.
The lead was kind of being shallow. So the lead car, Suzuki, he actually, once again, another S15 kind of got beat up at round 1 for Ebisu. He actually did a full engine swap to that. He, I'm not sure what he did. Was it a rod? I don't know what it was with the engine, but it was running funny at Ebisu, and yeah, come to find out the engine was bad, and he did a full swap on the off time, missing round 2.
Yeah, and he also qualified fourth, and it looks like his run that he did for the qualify was a lot better than what he just showed us right now for the lead run. So let's see how he can make that up chasing Fujimoto. And Fujimoto also isn't, he is a veteran in this sport. He's driving a pretty mean SR powered S15 too, and he did really well at the Ebisu round as well. I think he was fourth or something. Yeah.
Exactly. And what I love about him is I was like, so you got anything to say? He's like, what? I just want everybody to know I'm out here just to have fun.
Exactly.
I like to hang out, have fun, and just tear some tires up. So let's see what he's going to do on the lead run. See if he can throw down the closest 100-point score of a lead run for Suzuki to follow.
And let's see how Suzuki is going to compensate what he just did for this lead. Here we go.
Oh, looks like they got a violation.
Yep, so it looks like a restart. So it looks like Fujimoto hit a pylon or cone at the chicane. And let me go ahead and explain to you, since we're here, the chicane is built so the lead car isn't just running away. We're at a drift event, we're not a drag race event, so we don't want the lead car just try to run away and create a gap. And it's going to be hard to see a good tandem if the lead car is just trying to run away. We want to see some close proximity by two cars because this is drift tandem. The chicane is there, and also the car has to drive through the chicane and make sure that they don't hit any of the cones or jump the light. If they do, they're going to have a strike one, and after at the third strike, that's an incomplete for their run.
Out.
So yeah, you don't want that at all. An incomplete is pretty much a 0 for that run, and most likely if he did that, I think Suzuki's going to get the win. So you don't want that right now.
So they're lined back up, ready to go. Suzuki's going to be on the chase. Fujimoto's going to be on the lead. Fujimoto's in the beautiful blue S15 coming in right here through 3-2-1, initiating into outer zone 1. Suzuki's got to close that proximity right there and get on it right here, coming in the downhill to outer zone 3.
There you go. It's that tire smoke, I think.
Yep, got lost in the sauce.
It's that tire smoke, I think. So let's go ahead and check out the replay. It looks like Fujimoto is doing a fairly good job filling the zones, and he's just pretty much doing his own thing right there. Suzuki isn't too close in proximity. Fujimoto doesn't fill the zones as well as he should be, but he's fairly close. Suzuki was kind of all over the place. It looked like he got lost in the smoke going from outside zone 2 to 3.
Yeah, Fujimoto definitely looked like he had that commitment, though. He committed to all of it, but like you said, the zones weren't completely fully filled out. So we'll see here. Already got the next battle lined up, but let's see what the results are going to be for our third battle in the top 16. For those of you that are just joining us with FDJ2, what you're tuning into right now, this is actually the feeder series into FDJ. So these individuals will, gain license to get to the Pro Series. So you're going to see some pretty talented drivers that are ready to go and ready to be in the Pro Series. But till then, they have to make it here in FDJ2. And while we're waiting, you could see how there's an uphill coming into the 3-2-1. And then right after that, you come into outer zone 2. Obviously stating the obvious, but you can see that right there. See what the judges have to say. Hey, Robbie, so it just dawned on me, this is the course that, you got the internet, I guess, flack or negativity for clicking your pen one too many times.
Oh, it is, huh? I'm not even holding a pen right now.
That's a good thing.
I stopped holding it because I will do it.
I should give you the twisty pens.
I know, I think somebody did that, and then they gave me one of those, like, those cheap pens. They're like, here, hold this. There is no button to push.
Exactly.
So that's the way to do it. Get rid of the problem from the bottom.
Doing one more replay right here.
Well, that was a replay of
The mistake.
the mistake. Yeah, don't make that.
Here they go. So Fujimoto's lead run right here, which is the second tandem run that we just saw. Just ensuring that all judges see all aspects of the run, especially when they dip the tires out and where they made their mistakes.
Yeah, so I think we're having slight connection issues right now, but we're getting that fixed right now with Lantain. But he did put in a score 2. Well, score decision.
Here we go. Yoichi Mimura is going to go with Fujimoto. Ryan Lantain's going to go with Fujimoto, and Robbie Nishida with Fujimoto. So Fujimoto will take the win, and he will progress on to the Grade 8.
Yeah, so this kind of shows you how important it is to be able to run a good lead lap. So the chase car, you give the chase car a chance to give you a good chase. Suzuki didn't look like he did what he was supposed to, and didn't look like he was driving as well as he was at his qualify run. I don't know if it's like different tactics. Maybe he tried to grip it up to get faster and stuff like that, but grip is really important, and being able to drive fast is very important too. But you're going to have to run the outside line. You're going to have to run, if there are in clips, you have to run the inside clip. You have to run the correct lines with a lot of angle, or it could hurt you as a lead car.
Yes.
So, I mean, just running away with, high grip car with a lot of horsepower, anybody could do that. You just step on the gas and go. But being able to run a good line with high angle, a lot of throttle, takes a lot of talent. And also, chasing a car down like that too, it takes a lot of talent as well.
So coming up to our last battle on the left side of our bracket is going to be Takumi Sato against Kazuya Ozeki in the S14 here. So it's going to be a JZX100 versus the S14. See this battle go down. So like I said, this is going to be the last battle of the left side of the bracket. Here they come. One right here, but looks like we got a fault. By pylon, it's pylon touch. There you go.
Dude, I'm going to make a t-shirt that says pylon touch. It'll be a good sell. What do you think, guys?
I think people would buy it. Pylon touch. So yeah, some of the delays that we're facing right here is obviously with our remote judge, it's a little bit harder, and sometimes connections gets a little fuzzy and messed up. So just bear with us. That's the whole whole obstacle of being on live is dealing with things in the fly and making things happen. But here they are, line back up after the pylon touch, which Robbie wants to make a shirt. You should do that and put a cone in the back.
No, it just sounds naughty. Pylon touch. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Somebody could do that.
What is it?
Just give me some money for it.
Here they go, coming through the chicane right here into the 3-2-1. Here goes a battle that we want to see right here.
Wow, there's a huge gap created.
Huge gap, but something happened back there. I don't know. But Sato is not getting phased by it. Just continue his run, but not sure what happened with Ozeki right there. He struggled coming out of that 3-2-1. I don't know what happened, if it was mechanical or if he was in the wrong gear or what.
Yeah, so I think Sato is, I think he's like this is like the first round maybe, or he's like a rookie, or I don't think he came to all the rounds, but he looked like he was doing really well. He was one of the first guys to actually qualify yesterday, and he kind of threw down a pretty solid run in front of us. Very impressive. And Ozeki looks like, I don't know, the start didn't look right, the straightaway didn't look right. After the initiation, he was nowhere close to the lead car. And throughout the track, it looks like he was just struggling to keep the car to stay sideways so he doesn't get an incomplete. But I don't know, it doesn't look like he's being able to put up a good enough battle against the lead car, Sato.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, Ozeki, he definitely during practice and everything was kind of struggling. So I don't know if,
maybe he's having car issues.
Exactly, how big this track is. I mean, this track doesn't look big on screen, but if you're out here, it's got some
huge.
long it's got
pretty
some
huge.
long sweepers where they got to carry their car through, and hold it at high revs to completely get from zone to zone.
Yeah, that's a lot of throttle there because I'm pretty sure a lot of these drivers are probably going through a lot of tires.
Yeah.
A lot more than how Bihoku was.
Yeah, and you can't see it, but where that Dureza Sports Max back there, you can see how the incline it just drops.
That's where the world ends, right?
That's it, pretty
'Cause you
much.
walk over there, there's nothing over there.
It looks like it, but that's where the burnout box is, and that's where they get the tires warmed up, and the incline on that is extreme.
Oh yeah, the high ace that we were driving.
Struggling.
It was struggling to go uphill with a lot of people in the car. But let's go ahead and see, because definitely these guys are going to be duking it out right here.
Flipping the script. So Ozeki's going to be in the lead while Sato is going to be in the chase. And like you said, Sato threw down a pretty good lead run, but let's see what he's going to do in the chase position and see if he can hold door-to-door tandem battle with Ozeki. Here they come into outer zone 1 approach into outer zone 1. Not too bad right there, trying to close that proximity by Sato right there, from 2 to 3. And Ozeki's kind of putting a pretty solid run down for him.
Yeah, it looks like it looks similar to his chase run that he did. Overall, it looked pretty shallow, but the line didn't look too bad. But at the same time, if you compare the lead to lead, chase to chase, Sato was a lot closer than Ozeki was when he was behind. So let's go ahead and check out this replay. There you go. He was actually, like a car or two length behind Ozeki. Ozeki does a good job right there, filling the outside zones. A little early there, leaves a little early at the outside zone 3. Doesn't get too close to the outside zone 4, but finishes with the drift. He does not incomplete, but pretty much all along he was kind of shallow.
Yeah, and then the power plant difference, you got, SR versus a JZ platform. So not hating on SRs, but it's crazy to see, a 4-cylinder out here still competing and pushing, compared to, you see in the States, you see V8s everywhere. And then this huge track that they got with these long sweepers is definitely pushing that car to the max. But here we go. Yoichi Mimura is going to be going left to Sato. Ryan's going to go with Sato, and Robbie is going to go to Sato. So Sato will get the win.
Yeah, so we're going to see these FDJ2 guys compete in these bigger tracks a couple more times this year too. But at the same time, you have to understand that there's big tracks and small tracks that we got to go back and forth. These SR cars do have a slight advantage for the lightweight and all that stuff for the smaller tracks too. So the dynamics that we see with the different types of, engines versus cars compared to, everywhere around the world, this is pretty cool in Japan to see that. But right now, the S14 that Ozeki drove got knocked out. Better luck for him next time. And Sato bettered him. Going to the grade 8, he will be going against car number 52, Fujimoto, at the grade 8.
So starting us off on the right side of our bracket is going to be Nagayasu Miyagi in the 8-6, and he's going to be going against Ryuma Okada in the S14.
So we got two guys that has careers outside of this, where Miyagi is doctor, so it's Dr. Miyagi. And I don't know if Okada is a doctor or a teacher, but he does own his after-school program to study.
Right there. But yeah, he does own his own after-school program, and he's
it's
out
like
here
a
having a
Kumon.
good time. Yeah, kind of like Kumon. Yeah.
And some of you are probably like, what the hell is a Kumon? Google it.
But yes, Miyagi's car is a beast.
Yeah, it is a beast. It's like it's got everything in it. It's got a sequential tranny. It's got like a super stroked, I think, a Tomei motor. It's like a 3.6.
Yeah, built by Team Kazuma with Modis, and it's just an insane build. That car is ready for FDJ for sure.
Yeah, the car is ready for a track like this big. Versus Dr. Miyagi is Okada. His car is a little bit more, how can I say it?
To me though, he's an interesting driver because he drives very, very aggressive.
Oh no,
and I don't want to say wild, but it is almost wild.
No, he is wild. No, I'm going to tell you right now, he is a wild driver. I'm just telling you, he's driving an SR20, and if you talk about power advantage and stuff, there is a big difference right here. But let's go ahead and see how Okada's going to hang on.
Looks like he's right there on him in the 3-2-1. Okada, initiating a little late right there, coming into outer zone 1. Hopefully he doesn't get lost in the sauce right here. Coming into outer zone 2. Correction right there by Okada, coming into outer zone 2. Whoa! Definitely not sure what happened, if he got lost or what, but
hey,
like I said, Miyagi's car is going to throw down.
I'd have to say that's a typical get in the lost smoke or get lost in the smoke move, because he didn't know where to do the transition when he came. And obviously, when you're a human and you can't see, you want to get out of the smoke as soon as possible. And he's just reacting as a normal human being. So let's see right here. Miyagi looks like he is doing what he is supposed to. Slightly misses the zones, but not so much. And Okada right there looks like he did make a huge correction from outside zone 2 to 3. And that will probably give him an incomplete.
And you can see how Okada, he kind of made a mistake right at the initiation to outer zone 1, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to make up and take that shallower line so I could keep my proximity close.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't good enough. Miyagi was just throttled to the floor and threw down that smoke.
Yeah.
And
But I like what Okada was doing because we were talking about initiation point where we have the 3-2-1 cone. A lot of the Japanese drivers think that you have to initiate at the same time as the lead car, but it is smart to drive a little bit straight, a little bit longer, and initiate wherever you want to, as long as you're not passing that one cone on the 3-2-1 cone. So it looks like Okada tried to do that tactics, but ended up running a lot smaller line going through outside zone 1 and a lot shallower too. And I think overall Miyagi's car was able to run a wider line with a lot more angle, and the angle that created a lot of the smoke probably made Okada have to go off course because he got lost in the smoke.
yeah, but both these individuals, they definitely have a tough right side of the bracket. There's a lot of big contenders on this side. So we'll see what Miyagi's going to do in his chase while Okada's going to be on the lead.
Yeah, so who's going to be the first contender to be in the grade 8 on the right side of the bracket here at Sportsland Sugo for the third round of Formula Drift Japan J2.
Looks like they're ready to go. Ooh.
Oh, it looks like Okada jumped the light by a lot because I was able to tell too.
But yeah, so round 2 was Bihoku. So round 2 was a little different from FDJ. FDJ2 actually had their round 1 at the same location as FDJ and at Ebisu, but they were about a week apart. So this is our first doubleheader that we've done ever in Formula Drift Japan history. So this is pretty awesome weekend, jam-packed with action, action, action.
I know, so you'll be hearing us a lot because today it's top 16. We'll be commentating here. Right after this, like an hour or two later after the top 16 is done, we're going to go right into the qualifier for the FDJ. And tomorrow we have the top 32 and top 16.
So 4 times this weekend. So here they come right here, but man, oh, another fault.
Uh-oh, that's a pylon
this is
touch, so that's strike 2 for Ryuma Okada. One more, then that's going to be an incomplete, and that's going to hurt because I think we had that in the past like 2 times or something.
At Ebisu we had like 2 strikes, but luckily I don't think we've had a full-blown.
No, we had previously, before you joined us, we had about 2 or 3 cars that did get an incomplete at the start. That's like the worst way to go home because you didn't even get to drive the track. You just gotta calm down, put your head back on your shoulders, get some ice, cool down, relax.
And the chicane looks tight, but I mean, the high ace of
I make it through the high ace going full speed, so it should be all right. But
so we'll see here. But yeah, like I was saying, round 2 was at Bihoku. That was actually about 6 weeks ago, so it doesn't feel like 6 weeks has gone by, but it has.
Man, it doesn't feel like 43 years has gone by, but it has, so I'm going to have to face the facts right there.
Exactly. But here they go.
There you go.
Looks like he's got a clean pass
go.
right there. Coming into the 3-2-1. Okada in the lead. Miyagi in the chase. Miyagi better close that proximity and make this into a tandem battle because right now we're not seeing much tandem battle going on right now. Here he comes into that down slope. Okada not doing too bad, and Miyagi trying to close that proximity. I'm not sure why he kept that safe distance, but he definitely makes it hard for these judges to make a good call, good easy call. Let's see this replay right here with Okada's lead run and Miyagi's chase. And you can see that proximity gap right there.
Yeah, so I know that Okada got an incomplete for his run, but that is a huge gap that he let Okada give him a lead, and which Miyagi did, and I really don't like that because
No.
yeah,
It takes away from this whole purpose.
yeah, because being safe I understand, but
Yoichi Mimura is going to go with Miyagi. Sorry to cut you off. Ryan's going to go with Miyagi, and Robbie is going to go with Miyagi. So Miyagi is going to be moving on to the Grade 8. So Miyagi gets the win.
Miyagi gets the win. Congratulations. Better luck for Okada next time. But like I was saying, the inactive chase would almost click in right there because that's being a little bit too safe, and that's not what we're here for. And I know the spectators here and also you guys watching us want to see some good tandems. So, you know, just because you know you're getting the advantage because the other car incompleted and making a gap like that, I'm not a big fan at all. But he did move on. So let's go to the next battle for the top 16.
It's going to be Wataru Yamamoto against Arisa Mizuhara.
Yeah, so Yamamoto is driving a JZX. This is the first round he is here for the FDJ2. And right here, Arisa Mizuhara is driving the very, very unique GR Yaris packed with the 2JZ. And like she said before, she said this car is a beast. So see if she can tame the beast.
All right, here she comes. She's on the chase while Yamamoto's on the lead, coming into the 3-2-1. She's closing in her proximity, coming in this outer zone 2 to Yamamoto. Yamamoto trying to put down a run.
Oh! Was there a contact? I think there's contact.
We were just talking about that inside portion coming from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2 has a dip right there, and if you dip a tire, it's going to suck you right in.
Yeah, because it looks like she washed out, her front end washed out to the left and went straight into the driver's side rear of Yamamoto's car right there, and boom.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think there was a tap there.
Wow, that was crazy right there. I mean, for those of you that know Arisa, she's actually a rally driver too, so.
Yeah. I was about to joke and say, hey, she wanted to go off course with the car.
But that was
with
pretty
the Yaris,
intense
but,
right there.
let's see, right there, both cars. All right, proximity. She went through the dirt. That's 2 tires off, and yes, it looks like there's contact there. But at the same time,
And that's that location where they start picking up some heat too, coming from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. They start picking
oh yeah,
up
that's
some,
like that's like the go zone because you have to stay on track and
stay
try
on
to
throttle,
throw.
yeah.
You got throw a lot of angle, and a lot of the cars that are gripped up, you know, you're gonna have to be on gas to keep the tire sliding. Try to throw a lot of angle to clear outside zone 2, and if you don't clear outside zone 2 the way you do with big angle, it's going to be hard to conquer outside zone 3. But let's go ahead and see them clean this up. We'll be right back after these short messages.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Under its own power, but I think Mitsuhara's car, something on the front right, the suspension on the front right, something is broken there because I think she dipped her tire on the inside of the track from outside zone 1 to outside zone 2. So they're going to have to go ahead and check their car out. I believe Yamamoto's going to get a 10 because there was slight contact from her hitting Yamamoto's car in the driver's side rear.
And you can see right there, the time starts once they get the cue that they can start working on the car, and they literally have 5 minutes. That's it. So 5 minutes to wrap everything up, fix whatever they got to fix, and then push it back out. And then, like you were just saying, since Yamamoto was the one that received the contact, he'll be getting a 10-minute time to get whatever needs to get fixed or checked on his car.
Yeah.
So you can see the tech crew out there observing the time and making sure that all the rules are being followed by both drivers. So here he goes. Here's the replay of what happened. Coming in this 3-2-1 here to outer zone 1. And like we said right here, this inside portion. See that dip right there by her tires? Both tires got sucked in right there and then threw her completely off. Man, if we could slow-mo that right there, you could see the hard impact that her front end took.
Oh yeah, that's a huge drop. Like I was saying, earlier, we're probably gonna see a few cars that are gonna break wheels. Here we go. That's the burnout box. This is actually further away. The track let us use this area to have the cars do their burnouts. But as you were seeing earlier, where that Dunlop bridge was, and I said where it was the end of the world, it's actually on the other side where there's a huge decline there. The downhill there, you go all the way to the bottom, and there's the burnout boxes.
It's about a 200-yard drive down, and then they have the burnout box on the side.
Yes.
Obviously, they don't want to damage the course, so they utilize that washout area.
Yeah, so the next two cars, which this is going to be a very important battle for the drivers, and it's going to be exciting for us to be able to see. And for the series, it's going to be ranking number 3 from yesterday's qualifying and ranking at the 3rd position in the series is FDJ2. It's car number 75 Nagase versus the 2nd ranking driver in the series of FDJ2, car number 11 Mao Yamanaka.
And dividing the two is only like 2 points. So this is definitely going to be a battle of who's going to take the points or who's going to progress on. And if you didn't see the Bihoku round, Nagase, he was trying to give it his all, and he ended up spinning out because he just gave too much in his one more time battle for the final.
Yeah, he gave more than his all.
Exactly. Yeah. And he was very he was impacted by it if you saw the interview, because he wants to come out here and prove that he is ready to be a pro driver. But like you just said, here they are, both powered by a 2J.
Yep, and also...
So, you want to talk about it?
Oh, no. Yamanaka's in a new car.
Yes, Yamanaka's actually he's borrowing this from Good Ride. and it's powered by a 2J. He was operating an S15, a red one that had an SR, but he's actually getting that build for more power. But he's definitely ready for this big track right here, coming in the 3-2-1 in the chase position against Nagase. Nagase putting down a pretty decently solid run right there, coming to outer zone 1 to outer zone 2 right here. And man, look at Yamanaka right there at his door, showing us what tandem battles are about. Finishing off real strong right there.
Man,
that's what we want to see all day long.
Exactly. So to have proximity at a huge track like this, like I was saying earlier, it seems really easy, but it's very, very hard, as you've seen. But this is the closest tandem battle we've seen today for the top 16 right there. Nagase does a pretty good job leading, but at the same time, Yamanaka has to run a slightly smaller line and shallower line, slightly though, than Nagase. But look at this. He keeps and stays in proximity of Nagase, and both cars finish. Very clean run by two cars. Really exciting to see.
And you're going to see it right here where
here we go. How
where
closer
Yamanaka,
they are, yeah.
You can see where Yamanaka stays in that pocket where it just keeps him clear of that smoke line, which has been affecting a few of these drivers today. Because right here in the transition, you get a little bit of lost. Boom, and he hugs right back into that pocket.
Yep, there you go. And right there towards the end, he does run a smaller line, but overall mimics the lead driver very well. And this is going to be a hard one to beat for Nagase because...
But Nagase, he's been aggressive, so I have high hopes for this.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see Yamanaka do the same thing Nagase did, and we want to see good proximity and good line and angle by Nagase. Then we'll see it one more time.
It's just dawning on me now that I just realized that, because, we've been watching practice all day, but haven't been really, dissecting what's going on. But that transition from 2 to 3 definitely it's a danger zone.
That's probably the biggest factor for this track when it becomes tandem, or when it comes to tandem, because of the smoke, because of being able to gauge how deep you are on the track going towards outside zone 3. You're gonna have to actually run outside zone 2 a little bit deeper to be able to make it to outside zone 2.
I mean 3. Zone 3.
But people get carried away because they want to transition at the same place, and once you're behind it, transition at the same place, you're pretty much not deep enough.
Here we go, Nagase down into the chase while you have Yamanaka on the lead. Yamanaka throwing down right here, getting a little deeper in outer zone 1. And then this nice little flip load coming into outer zone 4 right here. I was expecting a harder flip by him in outer zone 3, but definitely filled outer zone 1 beautifully.
Yeah, so when you look at Yamanaka's ranking from yesterday's qualify, he was 14th, but definitely if he did that run leading, probably would have put him in a better place. But it doesn't look like Nagase was able to hang with them, and he was not. He did not have the same proximity that Yamanaka did. But look at Yamanaka leading; he does a fairly well job on the outside zones right there. Nagase is trying to mimic him, but there is no proximity whatsoever throughout the whole track. Man,
definitely going to play a big factor.
Yeah, and
there.
I hate to see the number 2 ranking driver and the number 3 ranking driver go head-to-head at top 16 right here this early in the battle.
And having to make the call to knock one of them out. But we'll have to see here. And you can see some of the spectators there. Right where that green tent for the GoFund, that's where all our sponsors are, providing their booths and what they have for merchandise and everything. So if you're here tuning in, go check out those booths, go check out the sponsors, give them a shout. But let's see what the judges have to say about this. So here we go. Yoichi Mamura is going to go with Yamanaka. Ryan's going to go with Yamanaka. And Robbie is going to be going right to Yamanaka. So Yamanaka takes the win. He'll be pushing on to the Grade 8. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And a heartbreak right here for Nagase. He is knocked out very early in the competition, but I'm pretty sure he's going to bounce right back for the next round. Yamanaka, great driving. Nice tandem. Good proximity that he did have behind Nagase. But hey, man, that call was maybe right. Bringing in the 2JZ S15, then driving his SR S15, because maybe he couldn't have been able to hang like that.
And one thing he said is what he likes about this setup and this platform is obviously he could feel the raw power that he has. It's literally right at his feet, and he gets the responses there also. So awesome by his sponsors hooking him up and getting him ready for this round.
Yeah, so right now I got some tech information. I think the Cusco car is almost ready to go, and there you go. It looks like they're pulling in. We're going to go into the next battle, but the the second half of the other battle that we have. Looks like the cars are pulling in.
They're going to the burnout
Yeah,
box.
they're going to go and get ready.
Up. But like you said, we're here at the, it should have been our last battle for the top 16. It's going to be number 771, Yoshitatsu Kaneda, which Kaneda has been killing it this year. And Shinichi Ishizuka right here in the R33. Let's see if he close that proximity right here in outer zone 1. Struggling to close that proximity and keep that hard angle coming from outer zone 2 to 3. And Kaneda just throwing down like he's been doing all year round. And Kaneda, surprisingly, he's been our #1 qualifier for both 2 rounds. And for some reason, he just, wasn't feeling it yesterday. But that run that he just did right there was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that kind of proved us wrong for being a ranking or 11th qualifier from yesterday. It was a pretty clean run by Kaneda. Ishizuka looks like he's having a hard time keeping the proximity behind him. Had to run a smaller line outside zone 1. Kaneda does a good job filling the zones outside zone 2. Ishizuka's trying to mimic him. There's a little bit of wavering from Kaneda from outside zone 3 to 4, and it looks like he had to dip a tire off at the end of the track. But let's go ahead and keep that in mind, have that in consideration, and we're gonna have to see Ishizuka lead Kaneda. But here's a bird's eye view right here. You see the gap that Kaneda created. This you can see what kind of line and how much angle these cars are running. There you go, right there. There's a waiver by Kaneda, but it wasn't to the point where he's going to get an incomplete or anything. That is not something good. But at the same time, Ishizuka wasn't too close to Kaneda when he was giving chase. So now we're going to have to see.
And we'll go ahead and highlight Kaneda is our points leader for this season, or this season for FDJ.
Ooh, so that means the other guy that's waiting for him for the grade 8 is car number 11, Yamanaka, who's the second place in the season right now. So that's going to be like a head-to-head battle. And the winner of that is going to become the leader of the series, right?
Exactly. So we'll see what's going to happen here. See what Kaneda's going to do on the chase.
Yeah, so Kaneda's going to have to beat this mad build Ishizuka's R33 before he moves on, too. So
RB versus JZ.
Uh-oh. You said it. There's a lot of stuff going on online.
I know.
Social media. But how about SR?
Let's see right here. Well, right here. They're going to see right here how they throw down with the RB and the JZ platform coming up. Kaneda right there, closing that proximity, coming into outer zone 2. Transitioning over to outer zone 3, not getting phased by Ishizuka into outer zone 4. And not a bad tandem battle by the 2 right there. Let's see that replay right now. Here they come into that initiation into outer zone 1 right there. Ishizuka did a really good job filling in that outer zone right there. Then you can see right there getting into outer zone 2 and flicking it back to outer zone 3, but kind of a little shallow in outer zone 3. And Kaneda just trying to mimic everything he can for Ishizuka.
Or I'm sorry, I said qualified 11. He qualified 6.
6, yeah.
My bad.
I wasn't going to correct you because
No, you should have. You should have been like, yo, you're wrong. You're wrong. But yes, Kaneda did a good job mimicking Ishizuka. There's a few parts that he did run a smaller line here and there, but the proximity was right there on par. And I think Ishizuka did a fairly good job leading too. He tried to, keep his own, give Kaneda a good chance to stick close to him.
So let's see if Kaneda's going to be progressing on. I mean, Team Cusco, they came pretty deep this weekend.
Yeah, because now they have 3 cars out because they got
their FDJ car, which is what is it? Saba's A90 Supra, and then you got Mizuhara's Yaris and Kaneda's 86. So thank you for those who came out to support. Like I said, this is our first event in over a year, or just about a year now, of having spectators. We've been online just doing this whole live thing the whole time. So appreciate those individuals that travel all this way to come check it out live. But let's see what these judges have for these 2 right here for should have been our last battle for the top 16, but we'll have one more after this. Here's another replay. This is a lead for Kaneda doing his lead run.
Yeah, so right there, Kaneda does dip a tire at the end, and he misses outside zone 3. And here is the lead of Ishizuka. Like I said, his lead, he did a good job. He filled the zones right there. There you go, yeah, Ishizuka fills zone. Kind of a e-brake pull there too.
Definitely dissecting this run, doing a lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase comparison. These judges have to realize what they're looking at and really nitpick on what flaws they see. But here we are, Yoichi Mamura for Kaneda. Ryan's going to go one more time, and Robbie Nishida is going to go Kaneda. So there you go right now. Kaneda is moving on to the Grade 8. Congratulations.
So this is a hard decision too, but watching the replays right now, the lead run by Ishizuka was very good, and he was a little bit more fluid filling the zones than Kaneda was. Kaneda's chase was really good because Ishizuka did a great lead run, and that's probably why Lantain went with the one more time. So I think it was a very close call, being a one more time or with Kaneda. But he was outvoted this time. So let's go ahead and go.
Before we get to our last battle from the top 16, which was the contact that we had, just check out some of these commercials and we'll be right back.
Guard 7だ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカート7にしよう。777やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガード7だ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカート7にしよう。777やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness. Called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
Welcome back, everybody. The Yokohama presents FDJ2 Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi Prefecture. Once again, I'm Kenny Harris. I'll be hosting this while I have Robbie Nishida right here commentating and telling us what's really going on.
How y'all doing? So yeah,
What an intro.
just easy, short and easy, yeah?
So what's going on right now? So right now,
yes, we're back to do the second half of the battle, the second battle of this side of the bracket. Yamamoto versus Mizuhara. Mizuhara is chasing now, or she's leading. Yamamoto's giving chase.
oh!
Yeah, so what just happened was earlier in the battle, the first half of the battle, Yamamoto was chasing, or was leading, and Mizuhara was giving chase. It looks like she had suspension issues. She had give Yamamoto a little tap, and they had to call 5 for her repairs. Yamamoto had to get his car checked out, and now this is the second half of the battle.
And you can see right there the damage that she has right there on the
front. Yeah, it looks
left.
like maybe their car wasn't complete, and she's probably not confident enough to be able to throw the car out. She washes out 4 tires off right there, incompletes. Yamamoto
progresses on to outer zones 2 and 3 and finishes off strong. But yeah, like you were saying, she sustained pretty bad damage because we were just talking about from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2, there's a huge dip right there. It drops probably, what, 3 inches? And these drivers are hugging real tight right there to get to that outer zone 2, and that's what happened with her situation. It definitely made her front end jump. But you can see right there what the judges just showed. Yamamoto gets the win right there. He will be progressing on to the Great 8.
Man, the tough break for Mizuhara. Hopefully she can bounce back for the next round, FDJ2. It looks like Yamamoto is going to be moving on, going against Dr. Miyagi for the Great 8.
And with that being said, that was our final battle for the top 16. We are moving on to the Great 8. We saw some, iffy battles there. We want a little bit more aggression. I know the fans out there want to see a little bit more aggression, see them more door to door, close that proximity. But I think, as you guys probably seen in the past in the previous live streams, the more closer we get to the final battle, they get better and better and more aggressive and aggressive.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I want to be from like the first battle, top 16 all the way. So I'm pretty sure they're working on it. They're going to get there. We're going to do that. We're going to show you guys all that. Some exciting battles, but I mean, I want to see some exciting battles like what I saw. Well, I mean, they're all exciting, but like the super crazy battle that they just had in Seattle was Matt Field versus Von Gittin Jr. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out because it's floating around the internet.
That was literally door to door.
It was like fender to fender, tire to tire, door to door, everything.
Insane speed. Like I couldn't imagine that at that rate of speed.
Yeah, so that's what I am looking forward to seeing. Hirayama do versus Okabe. Hirayama is going to be leading Okabe.
And we'll see what they're going to throw down here.
Yep, Hirayama being the #1 qualifier from yesterday's Qualify. I think he's got this track down as a lead car, so let's see how much Okabe could stick it to him. First battle, Grade 8.
Here they go, coming through the chicane right here. Coming into a 3-2-1 and see how they're going to initiate coming into outer zone. Oh, a little aggressive on the backside of Okabe, but looks like Okabe's going to come a little bit tighter into that try that, close that proximity to Hirayama, and Hirayama just kind of easing from outer zone 3 to 4. And Okabe trying to stay and close that proximity as much as he can.
Yeah, that wasn't like a super wide line that Hirayama made as lead car, but at the same time, it was like a mediocre line that he ran, but he was on throttle or all the time. Okabe looked like he had to run a shallower line to get a little bit closer. And right there, he almost straightened out from outside zone 1 to 2. And the switchback, he does it a little too early, which makes him end up being in the very smaller line, going from outside zone 3 to 4.
You can see right here, right at the start, though, how Okabe kind of, he tries to send it hard right here. Look at the angle he throws.
Yeah.
Ready? Right? And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
correction.
he has a little bit more angle than the lead car, yeah. What you want to do as a chase car, obviously, you're going to want to mimic. There you go. He
that correction.
wavers right there. And right there, if you transition at the same time, it puts you in a bad position as a chase car because you're going to be running a smaller line away from outside zone 3. But like I said, the smoke and everything, you know, you want to stay out of the smoke line.
It all plays a factor. And then another thing with the track that you were talking about earlier is outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. It actually gets a little narrow coming into that hard left 90-degree turn into outer zone 4. So getting lost in the smoke and everything can definitely scare you when it comes to that sharp of a turn and how narrow it gets right there. But here you go. The tables are getting turned right here. Okabe is going to be in the lead while Hirayama is going to be in the chase. Hirayama's in the gray S15 while Okabe is in the JZX 100. Right here. Okabe coming into the 3. Oh, looks like they got a pylon touch. We definitely are seeing our fair share of faults at the chicane. Let's go, guys. Shake them nerves off and let's see some true battles. So once again, Okabe is going to be in the lead. Hirayama is going to be in the chase. Okabe had a few mistakes on his chase run before, so we'll see what he's going to throw down on his lead run and see if Hirayama can do a better job of keeping that proximity and rate of angle what the lead driver is going to show him. Drivers are ready to go. Here they come through the chicane. Looks like they made it clear and free. Coming into the 3-2-1. Okabe in the lead right here, coming in at 3-2-1. Oh, ooh, a little feather right there by Hirayama. And Hirayama's going to try to make up for it right here, coming in that downward slope to outer zone 2 to outer zone 3 here. Looks like he's closing in a little bit more on that proximity to outer zone 4 and had to change his line there.
Yeah, so that was, it looks like Hirayama made a slight mistake when he was initiating. He didn't go all the way to the angle he wanted to right here behind Okabe, like right there. And he kind of does almost like a double initiation there. Then he misses his opportunity to get back right on gas to chase Okabe. And Okabe runs a very similar line to Hirayama when he was leading.
So there you go. They're checking it out, checking the lead to lead and chase to chase run right there. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, but definitely not as hot as it was yesterday.
Yeah, now it's going to get hot.
I'm okay with that. Here's another replay of obviously the fault. But as we're checking out some of these replays, let me talk a little bit about Sportsland Sugo. So yeah, it's way up here in the Miyagi prefecture. So if y'all been here, been to Ebisu Circuit, it's about what, an hour, hour and a half north of Ebisu Circuit?
It's about an hour, I believe. So yeah, if you're in Miyagi, we're very close to Sendai, which is a big city here in Miyagi prefecture, and I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with it too. What it's called, or
And this track is nothing new. It's been around since, what, 1975 is what I was reading up on, and it offers 4 specialty tracks. Here you go, right there. Hirayama's going to be pushing on, or progressing on to the grade 8. Congratulations to Hirayama.
Yeah, I think Hirayama did a slightly better job overall. I just thought it was very close to call. But Hirayama's lead and chase was probably slightly better than Okabe's overall here and there. So it's a good battle that Okabe fought, but congratulations to Hirayama.
He's going to be the first going on to the Final 4.
And better luck for Okabe next time.
So here we go, coming up for our next battle in our grade 8 is going to be Takumi Sato. He's going to be in the lead while we have Konosuke Fujimoto in the chase. Fujimoto in the S15 powered by an SR with Takumi Sato in the JZX100 powered by a 2J. So definitely different power difference here, but it all comes down to how these drivers drive. So here, how they're going to operate their cars, coming in the 3-2-1, initiating. Oh, real aggressive in the backside by Fujimoto, but Fujimoto right here not affected by the power difference and trying to close that proximity. And this is where they get lost right here, but Fujimoto's not phased by it coming into outer zone 4. Oh, but a huge pressure that we just lost sight of him right there.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Looks like Fujimoto.
Oh. We're going to see the replay right here, but yeah, you can see how Fujimoto in the back was dead. Look at that hard angle he was throwing right there from 3-2-1 in outer zone 1. Took a little shallow line there to close that proximity gap.
Yeah, here you go. And I was about to say right there, the lead car, a lot of the lead car looks like they don't feel outside zone 3. And right when I said that, he straightened right before the finish line, and the reaction he made ended up having spin out as well. So, I mean, there's only one way we can do, or there's only one incomplete we could give him because he incompleted twice in one run.
Yeah.
But, man, I think this is where it's really hard. You want the grip level you have to the power and a good balance there, but at the same time, if you're tapped out on rev, your RPM, you don't have enough RPM, you don't have enough torque and juice to make the tires spin over there at the end, pretty much it's going to make the rear tire stop spinning and you're going to wash out. It's going to grip up and it's going to wash out. So that's probably what happened to Fujimoto giving chase. So let's see what he is going to be when he leads. I believe he did go off course, so I think the track officials, maybe the tech guys, will check the car, make sure everything is there underneath the car and stuff like that, so he's not like dragging something or anything. Are they going to do that?
They might be checking him out, make sure it's good to go. But you could definitely see that anything can happen here. So, you know, with another run coming up, the tables are being turned. Fujimoto's going to be in the lead while Sato's going to be in the chase. Anything can happen, like I just said. And that was insane. So we have the bird's eye view, but right where that finish line is right where they kind of cut off because there's a mound right there. So we kind of lose view of it. But thankful for these camera views that we have. We can actually check them out through our screen.
Yeah, so it looks like the starter, that's Kudo-chan over there, the starter. Dude, he gets beat down from the sun. Like every weekend at the FDJ, but he was out there taping up the bumper. Thanks to all these guys, the officials, track officials. There's so many people out here that's helping out, making this happen, picking up cones,
making sure
directing
everybody's
things.
safe.
Oh yeah.
We have spectators this time, make sure people are safe, COVID and everything like that. Here they go, coming in. Fujimoto in the lead right here, getting real aggressive into outer zone 1 right here. But Sato right there, trying to close that proximity gap, coming into outer zone 2. Fujimoto giving the best line he can give right here with the transition, coming into outer zone 4 and finishing off strong where he should have previously. But man, that definitely affects him on his chase because Sato just was like, you know what, I'm going to do what I can do to keep this proximity and do my solid run.
What we saw earlier, even the other car incompletes, I would like to see this hustle that Sato did where he wasn't super close, but he was within proximity where he was trying to stay as close as possible to Fujimoto. And I'm pretty sure Fujimoto's giving his all because the big mistake that he just made and got it incomplete, I think it's going to be very hard to flip this because it doesn't look like Sato incompleted. He did a fairly well chase behind Fujimoto. So, yeah, I'm not going to make the call, but...
Well, you kind of are going to make some of the call. A third of the call.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yoichi Mamoru with
That's right, I
Sato.
did.
Ryan with Sato and Robbie Nishida with Sato. So Takumi Sato will get the win, and he will be moving on to the final four.
Man, Sato just beat the FDJ2 driver. Let's say, I always say a veteran. This is the first season, but I'm not going to say veteran, but he's been in all 3 rounds, I believe. So Sato beats Fujimoto, and he is going to be meeting the number 1 qualifier from yesterday's qualify, car number 310, Hirayama, at the top 4. So this is going to be very interesting. We're done with one side of the ladder, and now let's jump on over to the other side of the ladder where we have Dr. Miyagi versus Yamamoto.
So Miyagi and Yamamoto coming up. Looks like they're pulling up to the line. They just got done at the burnout box, got their tires warmed up. And we'll see how they're going to throw down. So Miyagi with Team Kazama with Maris, and then you have Yamamoto with the Rusty Racing.
So I believe this is going to be the first time these 2 drivers meet.
Yamamoto a little bit beat up from his previous round, but I know he's ready and his car's ready and his team got it squared away after that 10-minute break or 10-minute fix he had.
And then you got Dr. Miyagi driving the beast of a car, 8.6. Let's see how, car power-wise, how much Yamamoto could put up with Miyagi.
And yeah, last round at no, it wasn't last round. The round prior to that, he had rack issues. So Miyagi,
Yeah.
that is. So
He didn't really have a chance to show the full potential of his car. And maybe it's going to work out for him this weekend, but let's go ahead and see this.
here he comes, coming into 3-2-1. Miyagi in the lead, Yamamoto in the chase. Miyagi trying to get it dialed into the outer zone and definitely affecting. Oh, coming off course with 2 tires right there by Yamamoto, coming into outer zone 3 to outer zone 4 right there. But man, once again, getting trapped up in that inside portion from outer zone 1 to 2.
Yeah,
That's a
so
scary area right there.
this we're going to have to look at it carefully where Yamamoto is trying to keep his proximity, and obviously he has to keep his line the same. He has to mimic the line Miyagi is doing, but it looks like right here Miyagi doesn't throw so much angle, then he loses a lot of momentum, then gets back on gas in the middle of outside zone 1. This creates, or this actually makes Yamamoto, he caught up real quick and he had to adjust himself, which he probably lost his momentum, started running a smaller line right there. So I would say him dipping the tires, the cause of that might be the lead car, and that's not from the chase car over chasing him either. I think that slight mistake that Miyagi caused during the outside zone 1 might be the critical part of the tire dip that Yamamoto just did. But
yeah, and I was real surprised from the jump coming out of that 3-2-1, that initiation. Miyagi usually throws a little bit more angle, but that time he kind of was conservative and came into it, and then kind of once he got to that first part of outer zone 1, threw a little bit more angle, and then kind of like shallowed it out, which caused Yamamoto to kind of be like, oh shoot, I'm right there, but it was too late.
yeah, because this is a part where it's hard to, how can I say, play catch up with momentum. If you lose momentum going from outside zone 1 to 2, a lot of cars would definitely go more into the smaller line, into the dirt, dipping the tire, and it's gonna.
And I can't stress, if he was 6 inches further back, that would have destroyed some arms there for Yamamoto on that inside portion.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
Because that's where that dip is. He was kind of safe. He kind of was in that grassy area. So we'll see right here. Yamamoto's going to be in the lead while Miyagi is going to be on the chase. And let's see if Miyagi can keep that close proximity. A lot better proximity than he did previously on his previous run. So here he comes right here. Miyagi in the chase. Yamamoto coming in to outer zone 1 right here. A little shallow in outer zone 1. Trying to make it up right here to outer zone 2, and Miyagi trying to close that proximity, but gets a little lost right there and gets real shallow into that portion from 3 to 4 right there.
Yeah, I am telling you, outside
That
zone
was
2 to
bad.
3, the smoke, getting lost in there. And a lot of these guys that aren't familiar chasing cars in the smoke, seriously, you can't see anything. So, like a lot of the drivers say, it's muscle memory. A lot of drivers actually count in their car to, make sure that they have the timing that they want to do a transition. Right here, look at that. He's going to just drive through the smoke. He's like, oh, I don't know where to go. You want to get out of the smoke, and right when he did his transition, I'm pretty sure he was like, man, that's not where I wanted to be.
Nowhere close to where he wants to be.
But you're going to have to salvage whatever that just happened on track right now, so that's that.
He was able to sustain a drift and keep continuing. But that's definitely going to affect him, so we'll have to see what the results are between the three judges for Miyagi and Yamamoto with the comparison of the lead to lead, chase to chase. Here we go. Yoichi Mimura is going to go one more time. Ryan Lontaine is going to go right to Yamamoto, and Robbie Nishida is going to go right to Yamamoto. So Yamamoto is going to be moving on to the Final Four. He gets the win.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you see the outside zone 1, what happened there. If you see the mistake that Yamamoto made behind Miyagi as Yamamoto's mistake, or Miyagi's mistake causing Yamamoto, that's one call too. And the other call, there's a difference between who does a better run on the lead run. It does look like the line that Miyagi took is better line than Yamamoto, but at the same time, the big for the guys who probably voted for Yamamoto, the big mistake that he made on outside zone 1, where he was off throttle, didn't get back on throttle in the middle, causing Yamamoto to have to run a smaller line. That's why we made the decision.
So here we are. We're finally at our last battle for the grade 8. It's going to be against Mao Yamanaka versus Yoshitatsu Kaneda right here. And these two right here are going to be, this is going to be an interesting battle. This is the number 1 overall versus the number 2 overall for the season.
Yes, it is right here. Whoever wins this is going to be the leader, the points leader of FDJ2, and I think we're in the middle of the series. So being on the first, or being on the top spot in the middle of the series probably feels really good and makes you feel comfortable for the rest of the season. Both
are powered by a 2J, and both about similar close in weight. So we'll see right here, Kaneda in the lead. Nice proximity by Yamanaka right there. Beautiful job with the transition right here. The outer zone 3 dipped a little bit right there, but coming through, keeping that proximity, finishing off really strong. And oh man, that was very good proximity. And on top of that, good hustle by Yamanaka, because Kaneda missed outside zone 3 and took a very shallow line through that area. But Yamanaka made sure that he didn't get tricked and run a tighter line there into the dirt. Let's go ahead and check this out. Man, Yamanaka, he did that last time on his chase run. He showed us what's up, so it's awesome seeing him in this car right here.
Man, I can't believe this is like the second, this is the second time he's driving the car. Look at that proximity, matching the line, matching the angle from there, right there. Kaneda, smaller line, and right there, Kaneda does not make it out to the outside zone 3. That is not a good lead run by Kaneda. Maybe he's trying to run away from Yamanaka, but man, Yamanaka is not giving him any space.
And you guys heard that right, what Robbie just said. Yamanaka got, this was his first day at the track with this car. He drove it one other time, but he's not used to this car. It's a different power plant. He had an SR S15 before this, and now he has this beast that he's running, huge turbo 2J.
Yeah, so this guy just showed us that he was like, you know what, I was holding back because I have my SR, but look at me, now I got more power, more torque. This is what I could do. And yeah, very nice driving and good chase by Yamanaka. Let's see what Kaneda is going to do behind, because there's no excuses right now. They're all on Yokohama tire at Van 8008s. This is a Spec Series FD Japan J2. Round 3, we will see who is going to win this round to be the points leader for the rest of the season. That's going to feel good to be on top
for a few weeks.
Oh yeah, for a few weeks, yeah. Until somebody comes and knocks you down, right?
Exactly. So here they are. The tables are turned, and Yamanaka is going to be on the lead with Kaneda on the chase.
Yeah, and then the only thing Kaneda could do is give him a killer chase run, and all Yamanaka has to do is run the qualify run that he did. Well, he was 14th actually for qualify, but he wants to do a little bit better to fill the zones and throw a lot of angle. But it looks like he's getting more and more comfortable in the car the more he drives it this weekend.
He is.
Maybe that's all he needed was more seat time.
Here he comes right here, coming out of the chicane, coming up to the 3-2-1. Like we were just saying, Yamanaka's in the lead, while you have Kaneda on the chase, and Yamanaka right here trying to fill outer zone 1 right there. And Kaneda definitely is getting a little bit lost in the sauce right here, coming back with the flick in the outer zone 3 and 4. Oh, whoa, what's going on? I can't see what's going on. Wow.
I think.
How do you say it? Wow.
Wow.
That was insane.
So I think Kaneda was lost in the smoke, and something happened right there on the start where Kaneda looked like he wasn't able to keep up with them on the straightaway right there. Look at that, the start. Maybe something happened with the start, then that created a gap, and that's probably the factor here where the gap actually put Kaneda right where you don't want to be, in the most thickest area of the smoke. Right there, there's all that smoke, and Kaneda's just blind, so he did not see where he was going, and he had to go off course, and there you go.
And luckily we have the angle of this camera because we couldn't see anything after that. You're going to see it because we're coming up here on the right side.
Oh, I saw that from here. I've been doing this for a long time. No, just kidding. But here you go. Yes, this is the bird's eye view. Right there, he is just driving through his smoke. Right there, all the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke. And he was like, oh man, the transition, a little too late, and all 4 tires off. That's going to be an incomplete. But,
that is tough right there.
Man, Yamanaka is just on fire this weekend with his new car. Well, the new borrowed car.
I know, to come out here like that and perform the way he's performing.
But I guess he's in the middle of building a car too himself.
So
there
Yamanaka for Yoichi Mimura, Ryan with Yamanaka, and Robbie Nishida is going to be with Yamanaka. So Mao Yamanaka gets the win, and he will be pushing on to the Final 4.
Yep, he's in the Final 4. He will be going head-to-head against Yamamoto on the top right of the bracket. So we got the number 1 qualifier, Hirayama, going against number 5 qualifier, car number 30, Sato. For the one side of the bracket, the other side of the bracket right here, we got the 2 drivers going against each other, Yamamoto and Yamanaka, the mountain to mountain, because Yama is mountain.
Oh, so you all got educated a little bit.
Yeah, so in the Japanese characters, Yamamoto reads mountain book. You read it in a different way, that's why it's called Yamamoto, but it's mountain book versus mountain inside, because Naka is inside, Yamanaka. I was just trying to.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was just trying to
fill the pause. Change the subject a little.
No.
I feel you.
I wanted to,
enlighten everybody on some.
Yeah, teach you guys a little bit of Japanese. Some culture here. Yeah.
Give us some culture. I like that. Yeah. So there you go. Our first battle to get to the finals is here. Atsushi Hirayama against Takumi Sato.
This is going to be an exciting one here because Sato, I don't think he's made it to top. I think this is, I don't know if this is like his first round or
because he had
second
mechanical
round or
issues.
something.
Yeah, he didn't make it out to round 2, but round 1 he did an amazing job until he had mechanical issues and then he had to drop out.
Yep. So yeah, this is a guy that just came. He's like he just came in late. He came into the game late. But let's see.
But here he comes as the lead runner right here, coming down, trying to throw this beautiful run, coming to outer zone 1. Let's see if he can throw that zone all the way. A little bit out of it, but it's all right. He's coming to outer zone 2. And Sato right there trying to transition and stay out of that smoke cloud. But it was real shallow for outer zone 3 for Sato right there.
Yeah, I think Hirayama did a fairly well job in the lead. Looks like Sato had to run a shy line throughout the whole track just to try to keep the proximity there and try to keep up with Hirayama leading in his S15. But here we go, right there. There you go, tries to, doesn't fill the zone as much as he's supposed to. Kind of fairly close to the outside zone 3 too, but Sato has to run a shallower line than that to keep that proximity that he had. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens when Sato gives lead and Hirayama gives chase.
That'll be the huge factor right there for the cross comparison, for the lead to lead, chase to chase. Here they are coming back up. If you're just joining us, the way it works is once they run their tandem run, they flip back around, drive back up the course because this is a 2.3 mile course, and we'd probably be here for about 4 hours just getting through top 16.
Yeah, I'm not down to do that because we don't have AC right now.
Yeah, the humidity, there's no breeze. I mean, we're in the woods right now. If you could look in the distance, it's just nothing but
Yeah, like I
trees.
said, behind the Dunlop is,
Just
that's
the
where
end
the
of the
end of the
world.
world there. So don't go that way.
But yes, for those of you that have been sticking with us since the start, we appreciate it. Look at that, we got fans this time. Like I said before, a year ago is when we first started round one here at Sportsland Sugo, and we had 0 fans. It was a first. We actually had to postpone the season.
Yeah, because of no spectators and thanks to the COVID, it's just
The pandemic and everything, yeah.
Thank you very much, COVID.
I mean, I can thank
I
him
mean-
because that's why I'm here right now. So, but that's the thing, though. So here we are, had to postpone it, round one. Here we are, round 3 now, back here with spectators. And here we are with our first battle into the final 2 right here. Sato coming in as the lead. But look at that, closing right there, diving in on him right here into outer zone 2. Look at him. Hirayama right there on his door the whole way, coming out to battle this man right here.
All right, so we're gonna really have to look at the lead, chase to chase here. But right here, there's a lot more proximity built up by Hirayama right there, mimicking the line. He does a very good job trying to do what Sato is doing. Sato does a good job too, taking it all the way to the outside, tries to fill the zones as much as possible, and Hirayama does a very good job giving him chase too.
Yeah, Hirayama definitely was like, you know what, I'm going to give him some aggression right here. Dove in a little bit on him right there and there. But like Robbie was just saying, the lead line right there was beautiful by Sato. And this all comes down to the cross comparison between the lead to lead, chase to chase. That's a tough decision and a tough call to make. So we'll see if they have to catch another replay of the lead to lead, chase to chase for these two right here. So here we go right here. So this is Hirayama on his lead run. So the judges could take a look and cross compare the two. Lead run coming around. Real shallow on that outer zone 3 right there. Not being able to fill that whole area. And then here you go. Tables will be turned right here. Sato in the lead, Hirayama in the chase. See how Sato does as the lead runner right here. Filled the outer zone 1 really well. Outer zone 2. And then here it is right here. Outer zone 3. Definitely could have been there a little bit more. But we'll just have to see what these judges have to say. So this battle right here is for our left side of our bracket to get to the finals. We are already in our final 4. And this is for bragging rights for round 3 here at Sportsland Suga in the Miyagi Prefecture. So we'll see here. Still anticipating. Here we go. Yoichi Imamura is going to go with it one more time. Ryan Lantain is going to go right to Sato. And there we go, one more time. So we're going to have a one more time battle between these two.
All right, so the explanation of that, we did the whole lead to lead, chase to chase, and I understand why Lantain went with Sato too. Sato did a better job running the outside line on his leads, and yes, he wasn't as close as he was supposed to be behind Hirayama, but at the same time, we're not just looking at proximity. We're looking at the line you run and the mimic you do. With the angle and the line by Sato chasing Hirayama too. And Hirayama's line wasn't as wide as Sato. And also when Hirayama was behind Sato, he got a little too close in between outside zone 2 to 3, and he had to waver a lot, and there's a lot of corrections that he had to create, and that may be because of him being as close as he was. But at the same time, we just figured that it might be a better way to just go ahead and have them go ahead and one more time. But I do, I see what Lantain is saying, that there's a lot of angle correction on the S15, and there's a lot more fluidity by the JZX. So close call, but we're going to go one more time, and hopefully both cars could do a better job.
There you go. I mean, it's hard not having a defined answer there, like a huge correction or something crazy happening. But that's the purpose of one more time, to see these guys put the pressure back on these two individuals and see if they can cut it one more time into this battle to make it to the finals. And we're coming up to the finals too, so you don't just hand it off to somebody. You know, they have to earn that to get to where they're at. So, till then, we'll be right back after these commercials. Stay tuned with us.
アイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Galspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. EO RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Galspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. EO RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Yokohama Presents FDJ2 Round 3 here at Sportsland Suga in the Miyagi Prefecture. We just started. We had our first battle for our Final Four, but that actually resulted in a one more time, so we'll get back to them. We're going to move on to the right side of our bracket. Drivers aren't quite there yet, or vehicles aren't quite there yet at the line. But till then, you're here with myself, Kenny Harris, and the one and only Robbie Nishida.
Who's
The man-
that? Who's that?
The man that does he's
Who
the man
dat?
that translates for me, I guess you could say.
I'm your
and the
translator.
judge.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
You do judging too.
Yeah, and I talk a little bit too.
A little bit of talking. A little bit of talking in the mic.
And stuff, just all kinds of stuff. Oh, overall, hey guys, how you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in from wherever you're at. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. We do have the FDJ qualify after this too,
Yes.
so you might want to enjoy that. We're gonna probably take a short break in between this, but we are not done yet here at FDJ2 because we are still doing the Final Four, and we're gonna do the second half of the Final Four battle. Right?
Just like that. So
Okay.
this is for round 3 of FDJ2. We're on the right side with Wataru Yamamoto, and he'll be battling against Mao Yamanaka. So Yamamoto's in the JZX 100, while you have Yamanaka in his borrowed S15, but not new to an S15. He had an SRS15. This is a 2JS15. More power, ready for this large track going uphill, downhill, and everywhere.
And there you go. There's the start. Clean start by both cars.
Yamamoto in the lead, Yamanaka in the chase. Yamanaka's been doing a killer job on the chase, but looks like he's trying to get that proximity close right here, coming into outer zone 2. And then swinging back around to outer zone 3, and then finishing off into outer zone 4, and definitely close that proximity from start to finish by Yamanaka right there. But Yamamoto definitely was
That was a smaller line that he ran from compared to earlier and stuff. But man, it looks like Yamanaka is just getting into everybody's space here. He didn't get closer until near outside zone 2 area, but right here it looks like Yamanaka kind of doesn't initiate as clean as he wanted to. And Yamamoto doesn't take the most outside line of what he's been doing on the outside zone 1, but does a really good job on outside zone 2 and 3. But at the same time, Yamanaka is right there the whole time after they pass the in-clip. Not in-clip, but in between outside zone 1 to 2. So very exciting driving. He's been all up in everybody's business
He has.
this weekend right here.
Yeah, it had me a little worried at the start, but like you said, he definitely closed that proximity going from outer zone 1 to 2.
Yeah, so Yamamoto's lead run, though, how can I say it? That was very fluid. I think he did a good job leading. So what Yamanaka's going to have to do is he's going to have to do a very, very good lead run. So it'll make it easier for us judges to give whoever a vote, because we're going to be watching the whole lead to lead, chase to chase.
But yeah, that definitely got me all like jumbled up. Yamamoto, Yamanaka,
Yeah, I know. So just say book or inside,
I'll
just
just
like
go-
I was saying.
I'll just go JZX or S15.
There you go.
There you go.
Whatever that makes you more.
Because
There you go.
that's what everybody's gonna understand out there. So here we
Yeah,
go.
so for those of you who don't know, Yamanaka is son of Kenji Yamanaka, and he is an ex-FD USA driver. He drove many years ago. I drove with him before as well. And Yamamoto, I think this is his first event.
He
in
might have been at
FDJ2.
Ebisu, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
But here we go, coming in. Yamanaka's going to be on the lead this time. Yamamoto on the chase. Let's see if Yamamoto can keep that proximity just like Yamanaka did on his chase run right here. And it looks like Yamanaka is just going down a run, and Yamamoto is falling far behind more and more progressively through the track, coming into outer zone 4 to the finish. And Yamamoto just couldn't close that proximity from start to finish. But let's see what Yamanaka is doing for his lead run, the line that he's hosting for Yamamoto. Here he comes from the 3-2-1, coming into this outer zone. Hitting the outer zone, could have been a little deeper in the outer zone, a little shallow in outer zone 2 and 3, which could have gave him that inside line to give him a little bit more progression of kind of running away a little. Let's see what the judges have to say right there is the FDJ2 pits. What do you got to say about it there, Robbie? I know you were kind of...
Yeah, well, both of the cars, it was very close. I mean, I would say one or the other on the lead, but definitely for the chase, I think it looks like Yamanaka got the better of Yamamoto for the chase. So it really depends on how we see it in the lead and the chase. position by both drivers. But it looked like they both fairly did a good job. I think there were parts here and there where Yamanaka he left outside zone 3 pretty early, but at the same time he was throwing a lot of angle and a lot of acceleration through these areas.
So Yoichi Imamura is going to go with Yamanaka, Ryan Yamanaka, and Robbie Yamanaka. So all sweeping to the right to Mao Yamanaka. Mao Yamanaka gets the win.
Gets the win, and Wataru Yamamoto is now, he is going to be 4th place because he qualified 7th. And the other side of the bracket where Hirayama qualified 1st, Sato qualified 5th. So this automatically puts him in the 4th place position. But good hustle by Yamamoto, good job. Clean, nice lead runs that he made. And Yamanaka's moving on. Yamanaka did a good job getting into everybody's business.
And Yamanaka, like we were just talking about, he is our 2nd place overall with 150 points. So this is definitely standing very well for him.
Yeah, I believe now he's probably over Kaneda too, and he's probably leading the series.
He is definitely right on that. Well, let's see, we're going back right here to our original first battle for the Final Four. Hirayama in the lead, Sato in the chase right here. Hirayama in the gray S15 with Sato in the JZX100 chaser coming in outer zone 1. Nice kill by Hirayama right there. Rolling into outer zone 2 to outer zone 3 right here, but man,
his trunk flew off. So that's probably going to be an incomplete. Let's go ahead and check out the replay.
Let's see if nothing else was affected by it. If he had any pylons or anything that could have affected his trunk right here flying off. But let's see, coming into outer zone 1 right here.
So here we go right here. Oh man, I don't know if that's a latch thing, but boom, there you go. Trunk flies off.
What's the rules on that?
So let me go ahead and repeat the rules on the latchable items on the car. Anytime you're on track, you have to make sure that every latchable item, such as doors, hood, trunk, hatch, has to stay on the car and it cannot fall off. And that's because of safety reasons, number 1. And number 2, that's because of safety reason, and also that's going to be a huge distraction for the chase car when something falls off the car. And yes, we're talking about if a bumper flies off because you hit something, or if that was caused by something that happened on the track.
Let's see that pylon from outer zone 2 to 3, right? When he transitions in, right here, there's the pylon. Boom.
No,
see,
it was already lifting when he was making a transition. Yep, so that's an incomplete. We're going to have to call that an incomplete for Hirayama because if it was caused by, like, let's say a wall or contact or something like that, we understand. But the trunk started lifting right before
that pylon. So yeah, he's dealing with the tech guys. Robbie's dealing with the tech guys right now. So yeah, like he was saying, if it was caused by that pylon, but if you saw it a little bit slower on the footage, you could see how right before it was about to contact that pylon, the trunk started lifting. And here you go. We'll see another replay right here. So coming from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, when he flicks it back around, is when you'll see this trunk lift. So here they are coming from 2, and then here he's going to flick back around, and right before, you can see it already lifted right there. You can see how it lifted right before it touched that pylon. That's definitely a tough pill to swallow for our #1 ranking qualifier, Atsushi Hirayama with his S15. Been doing a phenomenal job all throughout today in the top 16 battles, but having a big mistake like that, I mean, one, it could be detrimental to the guy following behind, but also...
Oh man, what a bummer. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, this doesn't happen that often, so it's really hard to say, but it must be either the latch, something happened to the latch, somebody forgot to close it, I'm not sure, but I mean, you're gonna have to make safety precautions on your car before it goes on top.
Here we go, Sato in the lead, Hirayama in the chase. Sato still has to throw down a solid run, and oh no, an incomplete by Sato right there. Oh, how the tables have turned, and I just said that before. If you do not, anything can change on a fly right there, and that's just proof right there. He threw an incomplete from the jump for Hirayama, and then there you go, Sato throws an incomplete. Bam, it X-nays each other out. So, I mean, I could probably make the call there. It's probably gonna be a one more time for them, but it's definitely good to see a one more time if it comes down to it, because definitely Hirayama has been throwing down all day long, making things happen, and it'd be rough to fall off of a DQ on your trunk flying off. So, man, that's very tough. I don't know what happened with Sato. I don't know if he just pushed the limits there or what, but all he had to do was throw a decently solid lead run. So we'll see here. We have to wait for the official word before we jump to too many conclusions. So here we go. Here's another replay. So this is the replay of Hirayama on the lead, where at outer zone, once he approached outer zone 3, his trunk went ahead and popped off. And here you go right here. Transitioning over, trunk came off before it even hit the pylon, which caused Hirayama to get a incomplete on his lead run right there, because based on the rules and everything. Now here we are right here with Sato's lead run. Not sure what happened, came here. I don't know if he came too aggressive and flicked it too hard coming out of their zone, but he definitely spun out and did an incomplete also. So here we are with Yoichi Maru with a one more time, Ryan Lantain with a one more time, and Robbie Nishida with a one more time. I feel like I was part of the judging panel there because I called the one more time, but, you know, it was kind of obvious.
Yeah, so usually we have the cars drive through the whole track, but then we want to actually shorten this because it's going to be a one more time. The cars will be driving through the track, going back, just like when they're swapping places, since they just got it one more time. And yes, there's an explanation. Both cars on the lead got a incomplete. So it's really hard to judge who gives the better chase to an incomplete. So pretty much as soon as the lead car incompletes, that run is over. So same thing happened for both. We got incompletes on both cars. We're going to have to go ahead and see this one more time.
Yep. Which is awesome because, like I said before, Hirayama's been throwing down all day, giving his best shots, and just to lose off of a DQ like that kind of is a bummer. But, hey, I guess the drift gods were looking down at him and said, hey, you know what, you deserve it one more time. But here they are. They're taking a turn right here, and they're going to head back up to the start line. And this is our second one more time for these individuals on the left side of our bracket to get to the final battle of the day for the top 16 of Yokohama Presents FDJ2 Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo.
So that's crazy because, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in drifting until both cars go.
Yep.
Because like we just saw right now, you guys witnessed 2 incompletes on the lead runs, and pretty much
anything can happen for sure.
Yeah, anything can happen for sure. So,
but those of you just now following us and don't know too much about FDJ, so this is the round 3 of FDJ2. FDJ2 is the feeder series for FDJ, kind of like the Pro Spec in the States, going into the Pro Series for them.
Yeah, but speaking of the Pro Series over there, shout out to the FDUSA guys, the drivers, teams, and most of all the guys that work out there. Lantain is actually with us right now, even though he can't talk to me. He can text.
He's messaging.
But yeah, the tech Kevin and also Ryan Sage, usually out here commentating, and Kenny is taking his place currently. But all the FDUSA guys, miss you guys. As soon as this COVID thing happens and the travel restrictions are lifted, we're all going to be back to how we're going to do everything. Maybe some small changes, but hopefully I'll be back in the States one of these days. But before we go back to the States, let's go back to this one more time battle that we just witnessed.
So Hirayama, let's go ahead.
Yeah, let's just forget that all that happened.
Yeah, this is their first run here. Hirayama's going to be on the lead, Sato on the chase right here. This is for our left side of our bracket to get the final 2 right here. Here they come in at 3-2-1. Hirayama coming into outer zone 1. Little shallow, but there he is right there. Sato right there, closing that proximity a lot better than his previous runs. And here you go, Hirayama coming back around to outer zone 4. It looks like he's just driving away from Sato right there at the finish.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run by Hirayama. He does leave outside zone 3 a little early, but it looks like he's getting deeper into the outside zones every run he makes. That was how can I say, an unarguable lead run by Hirayama, and it looks like Sato is trying to stay a lot closer than how he's always been, so he's maybe like 2 cars lengths behind, trying to mimic his line, but he is falling behind where Hirayama is going and leading. Let's see what's going to happen when they switch places.
Here they are coming back up the course. And man, the tire conditions for them too, because they've been burning those things up. So hopefully we'll get some good solid runs here.
Yeah, but see, this is cool how it's a spec series where Yokohama tires, they're all using 8008s. They're doing a few laps after another, and with this performance that they have, this is kind of cool that they're showcasing, all the drivers here is basically showcasing their tires on how they perform.
Tires,
oh yeah, this is kind of cool. This is cool. Everybody's got the same grip level. This is pretty awesome to see. I'm kind of happy that they're able to integrate this rule into the FDJ2 series. Something everybody can learn off too, because it's not all about just grip, it's all about the balance, how your car is and how the grip is and how much power you have too. So something to think about.
Definitely comes down to a calculation with the car, especially with the driver on how they want the car to be to perform at their spec. But here we are right here. Sato is going to be on the lead this time with Hirayama in the chase. And I know we want to forget about the previous one more time, but Sato did struggle here coming from the 3-2-1 into outer zone 1. So let's see if he can put a solid lead run in for Hirayama. And here they come into that 3-2-1 that I was just talking about. Sato coming in to outer zone 1. You guys feel into outer zone 1, but look at that. Hirayama right there on his right rear quarter panel with that nice transition to outer zone 3 to outer zone 4, and keeping that close proximity and pushing, finishing off strong.
Man, these guys do not make it easy for us, because that was also another good lead by Sato. But proximity-wise, it looks like Hirayama is a lot closer than Sato is. He's not giving him so much space.
You can see how he's transition, keeps that proximity, and dives in a little bit on him right there to the finish. And yeah, this does not make it easy for these judges. As Robbie to the left of me is rubbing his head, trying to comprehend what he just saw between lead to lead, chase to chase, because once again, that's the cross comparison they got to do. Compare each of their runs with the lead to lead, chase to chase on seeing who did it better on each end. So this is our final battle for our final 4. It'll get us to the finals. And already Mao Yamanaka is already there waiting for the challenger that wants to go against him for the win on round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo. And here we go, Yoichi Imamura with Hirayama, Ryan with Hirayama, and Robbie with Hirayama. So Hirayama's going to take a sweep, and he's going to be getting the win here in the final 4 and moving on to the finals.
So Hirayama doing a better job on his lead run right now, even though he did miss slightly a good part of outside zone 3, actually saved him, because if Hirayama did the run he did previously, and Sato did the chase, and Sato did the lead run that he just did now, it might have been the other way around, and very, very close, but I don't think it was good enough to go for it one more time. So Hirayama's going to move on, but good hustle by Sato, because of the qualifying order, Sato is 3rd place.
All right, so we're going to be moving on to the final round here soon, but till then, check out these quick commercials, and we'll be right back to get this top 16 over with.
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカートセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブン。やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Gospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカートセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブン。やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Gospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカートセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブン。やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
Seven.
That wasn't good enough. Welcome back to Yokohama Presents FDJ2 Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo. We are down to the final of FDJ2 for Round 3. So I'm glad we made it here, 2.5 hours later. But hey, we're here.
Yeah, it's a very long top 16 that we just had, but we had some good battles along the way. We have car number 310 driving the S15, qualifying first yesterday. Atsushi Hirayama going against the youngster that is up and coming. He qualified low yesterday, but he made it all the way up here with some spectacular driving. Mao Yamanaka. It's going to be some good battles, so don't miss it.
And we talked about it earlier. Mao Yamanaka's sitting at second place right now in the point standings. Oh, sorry, I was looking at my stats. See, I give it all.
Yeah.
But so he's sitting second at 150. This is obviously going to push him forward to probably be in the lead 4 points.
Yeah, then I remember him at the last round and the round before. He's been talking about he's always been second, qualifying second, ranking second, at an event second. He's like, I really want to win an event, and this is his chance, and he is very close to it right now, but I know Hirayama's not going to make it easy for him.
And being in this new car, this S15 that's powered by a 2J, bigger powerhouse than his SR, he's definitely proven that he needed that extra power to ride on those doors and those panels of these other individuals.
Yeah, especially at elevation change that we have, like a track like this, he would need the power coming up the hill and also kicking a lot of angle. And I'm pretty sure since it is a spec series, we have Yokohama 8008s, Advent 8008s that everybody's on, and there's a lot of grip in that stuff, so you're going to need a lot of power to be able to push the cars to and keep the tires spinning.
Yes, you're right. And if you're just joining us, you just missed out on a lot of crazy battles that we just had. But hey, you can still check it out, rewind back, whatever you got to do. But
thank you, YouTube.
Thank you all for that are viewing with us and that are sticking with us the whole entire time. We appreciate it. This is the feeder series for FDJ. So you're checking out these guys for the first time, but hopefully you'll see them for the next season and the season after in FDJ or other like seasons like this.
Yeah, and believe it or not, there are a lot of drivers recently that are wanting to get into the series. So you start at an MSC, which is like a Pro-Am, moving up to FDJ2 by getting a license through MSC. Then once you get to FDJ2, you get your license getting into FDJ. And from there, we have actually two other drivers, Japanese drivers in the U.S. right now. We have Masayama and also Taguchi, who was an experienced driver from FDJ, moving into the U.S. So we do have the invasion of the J drivers going into the U.S., and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a little more of that in the near future as well after this whole COVID thing goes away.
And after talking to a lot of these drivers, that's their end goal. They want to make it there. They see that as almost like a pinnacle for them to make it there and compete against those U.S. drivers that are coming in hot. They come in crazy speed, crazy cars, crazy horsepower. So definitely, just like we were talking about earlier, the battles that happened last weekend in Monroe.
Yeah, I mean, the battle that I was able to see through the live stream with Matt Field versus Vaughn Gittin Jr., that was amazing. That was some crazy driving there. And also talking about, the situation we're in right now in the world, the whole pandemic thing. From the beginning of last year, we have been missing our international drivers. Mad Mike Widet, usually here. He won the last, or not last year, but the year before FDJ2 or FDJ series. And we also have Matthew Hill from Australia, Benjamin, and also Nian from Singapore that usually joins us too. So that's actually 4 international drivers, and maybe even more drivers that were supposed to come in for the FDJ series and couldn't make it because of the whole traveling restrictions. But hopefully all this just kind of blows over and we can just forget about all this mess.
And you're right.
And yeah.
This was round 1 last year, first ever not having any spectators, but this year, this is our first ever having spectators since the whole pandemic. We're in round 3. Last year, we had to push the season back, a few months? It was almost 6 months we had to push it back.
We even lost the last round, too, in Suzuka.
So definitely was a struggle last year. We got past it. We tried to give you the best show we can with the live that we were providing you, and we're still trying to do that now, especially for those that can't travel here because there are still travel restrictions. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are able to check it out and actually sticking with us, especially for FDJ2, giving the support to these guys, because these guys need it. To make it to that next pinnacle, which is FDJ, they need that support from y'all fans out there.
Yeah, and in return, they're going to show you some great driving, exciting driving, and as we are waiting right now for the finalists here, we are just filling in right now, giving you a little bit of information, but yes, we are here at Sportsland Sugo. We are way up north, so they call it the Northern Kanto area. It's a little north of Ebisu Circuit. We're probably about an hour up. And yes, in this area, I guess we're whatever miles away from where they had the disaster and all that stuff, but it looks like everybody picked themselves up. Everything is back on track. Oh, there you go. Oh, hey,
that's
you know
Andrew
what?
Gray.
That is Andrew Gray. He is going to tech his car. This is something he probably wants to express too, but his wife, Emily, just had a baby like 2-3 days ago. And because of the pandemic, it's hard for him to visit her and stuff like that. And he was even considering skipping this round too, but it looks like he's here.
And that's amazing to see him. Like he said, he spent that extra time with his family and his son, but he was able to make it out this morning. He's going to get his car teched. He's the last car that we're going to tech, I believe, hopefully. And
qualifies like in a couple
right around
hours,
the corner.
yeah.
So he's going to get a few runs, but Sugo's nothing new to him. He was here last year. He performed very well, so we'll see what he does this year for that. But before we get that far ahead, you can check it out. Beautiful scene out here. We're in the mountains like you were talking about. This is a 2.3-mile track.
And I'm not even going to talk about the weather right now because I'm not going to jinx anything.
Exactly.
I don't want everybody to point their fingers at me right now, so I'm not going to say anything.
So you can see the pits right there. To the left is J2 guys, and to the right with the hard shelters is going to be the FDJ Pro drivers.
Yeah, then I believe there's like 40 plus drivers from the FDJ side, and there was about 30, a little over 30 or somewhere around there for the FDJ2 drivers, which we did the qualify, and I believe only 16 were able to stay, and some of the drivers had to go home. Their weekend was cut short. Better luck for them next time too, and thanks for coming out. And also, I can't appreciate how much I appreciate everybody watching and putting up with our, blabbing away and stuff like that. So thank you for tuning in.
They were asking about the commercials, and we were like, if you've been to an event, you know how the delay gets created, especially whenever it comes to building up to this final tandem battle. So there's a lot of delay that we run into.
Hey, you can tell that Sugo is a pretty big facility by looking at this drone footage. Thanks to the Japan Drone Federation, guys. They're out here. Look at that. Now we have our bird's eye view. Here you go. These are the pits of the FDJ guys. So these guys are probably going to get ready to go and practice after the FDJ2 ends.
Yes.
And right behind them, we have the FDJ2 pits. And yes, so I know 777, the commercial.
It's very popular on the chat right now.
Yeah, some of the commercials are a little bit different from the FDJ side of it. And, explaining the whole commercials. We got the Brid commercial.
The Samurai Brid commercial, yes.
Brid is spelled bride, but it's pronounced Brid. And the Samurai is supposed to be, it's like the whole JDM. It's a Japanese seat, made in Japan and produced in Japan. And pretty much they are trying to show that the samurai and the sword, in history, the samurai sword isn't supposed to go to kill themselves. Not kill themselves, kill other people.
Opponent, yeah.
But it's supposed to be for protection. So they're trying to emphasize the seat is pretty much something that's going to protect you in the car. And it kind of makes sense when you look at it. And they have the whole thing about they're in the middle of the Shibuya crossing and stuff like that.
Popular
Yeah.
spots in Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely well thought out and well created. It's just
That's pretty
obviously
cool.
getting it explained to you is a little bit of better and a wholesome understanding of what it is.
Yeah. So as you see right now, that is Mao Yamanaka pulling out in the black car. It says Good Ride on the side. I believe that's a Good Ride car that he is renting right now or just borrowing because that is one of his main sponsorships that he has. And right behind that is car number 310 Atsushi Hirayama, which was a pretty crazy. He was doing really good in Ebisu for the FDJ2 round, but
you know what's wild though, that most of these everybody on live probably doesn't realize. So Hiroyama is actually spotted by an FDJ driver.
Yeah.
And then Yamanaka, his dad, obviously ex-pro driver in the States and here.
Yeah.
I mean,
passing the torch, man.
Exactly,
yeah.
Passing the torch, giving the best bird's eye view of what they need to do and how they need to perform on the course. So it's pretty cool to see that. But that's a huge thing,
Yeah.
especially with the Team Cusco guys. They exchange their information with one another also.
Yeah, I think Hirayama is spotted by Jin Horino. He drives the white and red S14 or S15 with the 2J in it. It says Good Ride on the side of it. You'll probably see him later when he is qualifying here too. So a very interesting turnout for these drivers. Very identical looking, but yet different livery on these two S15s that we see. Here you go right now looking at it. There's a little stand there where people could sit there and watch for the cars coming out of outside zone 1 going into outside zone 2 and 3. As you can see, that trail of tire mark you see on the track, that is the line. We want to see you on the outside of the line. Not, I guess, not past the cones and into the dirt or anything, but yeah, that's pretty much how you see. And that's a lot of Yokohama tire rubber on the track right now.
And then right where you see right past the outer zone 3 right there, you saw that patch of grass. That was all grass at one point.
Yeah, then also we have this view right there of the two cars in the burnout box. It was big enough so they just made two, so two cars go at the same time so you could save time. But the only not the bad thing, but something that makes this track take a little bit of time is that the burnout box is way far away. That's why we have to set a camera up right here to be able to watch it. But
yeah,
there
it's
you
like
go.
200 to 300 yards past the Dunlop sign dropping down.
Yeah, this is pretty far. Like if I wanted to walk there right now, literally it'll probably take me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so.
But yeah, hopefully we're going to have a pretty packed crowd tomorrow. supporting the FDJ. But you could probably hear in the background, rotary. So
yeah,
we'll
so
see.
both of these cars, like I said, they look really identical. Both have the similar body kits, and also I think Yamanaka is like early 20s. He's like 24 or something like that. So a very young driver. But he drives like he's like a super experienced driver too.
And he's been in FD in the States with his dad when he was a kid, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He
that's
got
a,
to
that's a, that's a
he
cool
grew up
environment.
around it, yeah.
I mean, my son been to FD in the States many times, but he didn't turn into wanting to drive cars.
Because he made a smart... No,
No, well, I won't be able to play with cars if he's into it, because I'm going to have to dump everything I have, time and money into
See,
that.
so he did it for
he's
you.
doing me a favor.
He supported you
Exactly.
in that. There you go.
Thank you, Joey. But here we go. This is the finals here at FDJ2 Round 3. Sportsland Sugo.
Lined up and
Who's
ready
going to
to
win?
go.
Yeah, who's going to win?
Here we are, lined up, ready to go. Hirayama and Yamanaka. So Hirayama's going to be in the lead because he qualified first overall. And Yamanaka's going to be on the chase here. Here they come through the chicane, ready to go, ready, fired up, and coming into the 3-2-1. Here we go. Oh! And Yamanaka right there trying to keep that proximity that he's been doing all day long, coming into outer zone 2 and into outer zone 3 right there. And man, Hirayama throwing some nice lead run right there while Yamanaka is trying to keep that close proximity. And man, he did a pretty solid job what he's been doing all day long.
Yeah, but that was kind of scary to watch Yamanaka throw it like that, and I thought he was going to lose it for just a minute, but right there, and it looks like he caught up a little bit too much, and he ended up putting himself in a situation where he has to run a very small line through there, extend himself to stay out of that inside groove, and now he makes it right back, puts himself back onto the line he wants to be on. Now, Hirayama is pretty much doing the similar run, consistent run all day long, and this is where he came into being the top qualifier, and he's been consistent, and the run he's been running is, pretty much outside line here and there. Good enough angle, on throttle all the time. Very nice job by both drivers. I would have to see how this is going to turn out for Yamanaka when he leaves, because that's very critical for him to run a smaller line in front of the outside zone 1, right in front of the judging stand, and also throwing that angle, and he had to pull a little bit of angle out because it looked like...
Yeah, he got me nervous there.
Yeah, that I think he didn't, he wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, he definitely kicked out real hard in that, coming out of that 3-2-1, but I'm glad he kind of, I wouldn't say he saved himself, but he downplayed it a little bit into outer zone 1.
You might be right. He had to adjust himself a lot, so that's going to be something for us to look into while we're judging. But you never know what's going to happen, because this guy Hirayama was saved earlier because he had an incomplete. His trunk flew off, and that's one of the rules that we had, that you're going to get an incomplete if any latchable items fall off the car. But he got saved because the opponent he was going against, Sato, was he actually spun out right after the first or the initiation. Yeah. So that was a one more time where Hirayama is back here battling Yamanaka. But I gotta say, I mean, Hirayama has a lot of laps here because he did have to do a few one more times.
So here they are, lining back up right here. Tables are being turned. Hirayama is going to be on the chase while Yamanaka is going to be on the lead. Yamanaka's been throwing some solid chase runs. We'll see what he's going to do here in the lead position.
Man, so yeah, just by proximity, I think Yamanaka's got everybody beat here today.
All day
this
long,
weekend.
all
Yeah,
day, hands down, all day long.
But now he's in front, and he's going to have to do whatever it takes. He's going to have to
Exactly. So Hirayama on the chase. Yamanaka right here coming in to outer zone 1. Little shallow in outer zone 1, but still there. And Hirayama just trying to close that proximity gap that Hirayama is just keeping. And Yamanaka's just finish off. But yes, you can see right there, man. Yamanaka was just driving and driving after outer zone 1.
So right there, outside zone 2, it doesn't look like he feels it really well. Yamanaka wavers a little bit coming from outside zone 3 to outside zone 4. All right, so we're gonna have to go ahead and check out this. We're gonna have to check out replay one more time.
So they're gonna go check out replays right now. Like we were talking about earlier, if you're just joining, this is FDJ2. It's pretty much the Prospect series. So these guys are gonna be the fillers for coming into FDJ. Here's a replay right here with Hirayama in the lead, with Yamanaka on the chase. The first run that we had. Giving the judges the best view they can get to make the right call for this final of our top 16 of round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo. Yamanaka on the lead on this one. You can see him kind of pulling away a little bit after the outer zone 2 to 3. But we'll see what the judges have to say about this.
Yeah, so a lot of thinking there to see. It was actually a pretty close battle too, so you never know what's going to happen after all the judges input their decision.
Actually,
Hey, that was really close, but we did make a decision though.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
And who am I joking? I'm over here anticipating, waiting for the screen to pop up, but it's like, this is the final run. We don't make the call that easy.
we're not gonna call it until.
Yeah, we build up some. What is it? I
don't know.
Fill it for me.
Drum roll. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how to say that. I'm Japanese. Excitement.
Yes, we'll go with anticipation. There you go. We'll go with that.
Yeah, so we did make a decision, and now we're going to have the cars, or the drivers and the cars, come up, and we will also have our number 3 driver come up in front of the judging stand, and we will be making an announcement shortly. What'd you guys think? Who'd you guys think won?
Robbie's checking out the chat right now.
Yeah, who do you guys think? Oh, someone said one more time.
I like anticipation. There you go.
Somebody said Brazil.
Brazil again.
Yeah, another Brazil, but hey, both drivers are Japanese. Go Brazil.
Go Brazil.
Go Brazil, yep.
We have a lot of Brazil
and
fans
I'm not going
here.
to say that right now. Yeah, I can't say that. Puerto Rico, there you go.
Hey, I think are they watching the Olympics?
I know, right? Are you guys watching Formula Drift or Olympics? Adam LZ.
Yeah, he's there in spirit.
I won? Thank you very much. But no, I'm not. Oh, someone says Yamanaka.
Yamanaka.
One more time.
Oh.
All right, so do we have any Hirayama fans? Do you have any Hirayama fans?
Yamanaka again. Uh-oh. So, unfortunately, it's probably not... Oh, wait.
They are coming up.
Yeah, I know. Oh, somebody said Robbie again. You got some
Thank
fans
you.
out there.
Thank
there
you very
go.
much. You guys are the best.
Robbie won. He's always a winner in our books, right?
Dude, dude, you know what's sad? I drove for FD for like 10 whatever years, and I podiumed 3 times only. And when I go to people's shops and they got like 50,000 carbon trophies and they throw them around like it's nothing, I'm like, but I keep mine next to the TV so I could look at it.
Hey, as
so
long as you had a good time, there you go.
Yeah, my past glories. But I'm not going to live through that because right now I'm doing something different and I'm having a good time too. So
Ozzy, Yamanaka.
Ozzy, yeah, there you go.
Let's see.
Dai Yoshihara is probably in California. Love you too. Oh man. Hey, I should be getting the trophy.
I know, Robbie's got all the votes.
Come on, how about any Kenny fans out there? Come on, you got. I mean,
it's all good, guys. I don't judge or anything, so I'm good with that.
Well, there you go. Looks like they are lining up the number 3 third place trophy winner, car number 30,
Takumi Saito.
Yes. Sato.
Takumi Sato in the
Takumi
Ito
Sato.
Auto Service JZX 100 Chaser.
Yo, did you just know? No, I just noticed right now. That's Takumi. No, like the initial D Takumi.
Oh, yeah.
He's not Fujiwara, but
I just like
it's
the
Sato.
Ito Auto Service. You know, shout out to them. I got a personal shout out for them.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
like they got nice body kits. You got to go check out their website. Check them out. It's definitely unique and different.
Yeah, so the explanation of the third place winner, obviously, the higher qualifier is going to get third place because Sato did qualify higher than Yamamoto. So Yamamoto was 7th and Sato was 5th.
So yes, naturally he will fall in the third place position for qualifying for this final of round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo for FDJ2. See, they don't even give me the
All right,
heads
so
up.
do we
Robbie-
get the
Robbie
Kenny doesn't even know who won right
Yeah,
now.
I don't know anything. I just had to be like, hey, Dad, can you help me out here?
So the drum roll, here we go. This is the top 3 right here, the podium finishers of here, FDJ2 2021, round 3, Sportsland Sugo.
Getting a better view of the top 3 drivers right here. So here we are. So obviously, most of y'all know on the live stream, our number 3 finisher for today with Ito Auto Service in the JZX 100 Chaser, number 30, Takumi Sato.
Congratulations! おめでとうございます!
Drum roll here.
All right. So some nice battles we saw here. Congratulations to all the drivers and everybody who made it out. And thank you for coming to watch us and thank you for joining us here at Sportsland Sugo. The winner of the round 3 FDJ2 2021 goes to driving the S15 Sylvia. Team Good Ride with Kindai S15 Sylvia, car number 11. Mao Yamanaka! Mao Yamanaka wins this round. Congratulations.
Congratulations winning round 3 for the Yokohama Presents FDJ2 series. But coming up second place did rank number 1 in qualifying with the Real Fast Racing S15 number 310 Atsushi Hirayama. Congratulations, tough battle. I mean, he's
Congratulations.
been putting it down all day long and has been consistent all day long, even with all that happened. So congratulations to him getting second place.
That
and
was
solidifying
some awesome battles. I was really excited to see those. So
Yes.
very close tandem. So let's go ahead and ask them a few questions. I'm going to go ahead and ask Mao Yamanaka a couple of things. さあ、山中選手にちょっとインタビューしたいと思います。So I'm going to go ahead and ask him because now he is leading the championship and he's been wanting the first place spot. So I want to see how he feels. おめでとうございます。ずっと一番になりたいっていう話もしてて、ここで多分、暫定だと思うんですけど、ホメアドリフト FDJ2 の現在、シリーズランキング1位に多分躍り出たと思います。そして今回、躍り出たついでに、ここで優勝しました。率直な気持ちをお願いします。 So he would like to thank, number one, his team and a great car, because he had the opportunity to be able to get into this great car here from Sugo, and he's been wanting to be first, and he's been podiuming first and second round, but he just couldn't get any wins, and now he came into Sugo really wanting to get on the top of the podium, and he couldn't do so well. He didn't drive so good all weekend, but he is just right now right here, finally ranked first. Now he is the leading competitor in the FDJ2 series, and congratulations to him. Now let me go ahead and ask Hirayama how he feels after his break that he has in Ebisu 2. おめでとうございます。準優勝おめでとうございます。思い起こせば、恵比寿戦で、マシントラブルによってちょっと早いうちに敗退してしまって、昨日の予選1位から気持ちよく走れたと思います。準優勝も素晴らしい結果だと思うんですが、今のお気持ち教えてください。
金曜日からもう全然マシンの方がもう全く本調子ではなくて、トップス堀野社長のネットワークとお知り合いの方々にみんな協力してもらって、もうリタイアか走れるかっていう瀬戸際まで金曜日になってました。本当に堀野社長改めスポンサーの皆様と仲間と本当協力してくれた皆様ありがとうございました。また単走優勝っていうのもドリフトで初で取れまして本当に嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。また追走の方はちょっとやっぱりメンタルと自分のマシンとのこう噛み合いもちょっと悪くなってきてしまいまして、こういう結果になったと思うので、またメンタルとまた鍛え直してまたエントリーして頑張りたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
Well, he'd like to thank his sponsors, friends, and Tops Horino Shacho, the boss at Horino, which is his spotter as well. On Friday, I guess the car wasn't working well, and then they were actually going to call it, or they were going to throw in the towel because the car wasn't working, but I guess because of Horino helped him out and all his friends and sponsors helped him out, he was able to come out here and do the best he can, and the car started to become a little better and better. But he said qualifying first, this is the first time he's ever qualified first too, and also being able to drive this well, he's really happy. But he said, him and his car wasn't really mechanically inclined, or wasn't hand-to-hand as much as he thought it was, so he wasn't able to take it all the way on the tandem, but he would like to thank his sponsors and friends, and he is happy where he's at. All right, so let me go ahead and ask Takumi Sato for coming in and just kind of taking it all away. He is third place. 佐藤選手、3位、堂々3位なんですが、お疲れ様でした。おめでとうございます。今のお気持ちをお聞かせください。
ありがとうございます。金曜日の練習走行の時はもう全然走れてなくて、予選も通るか危うかったんですけど、なんとか形になって、予選も通過できて、なんかここまで来れて、嬉しいですね。
All right, so he said he's really happy because on Friday he wasn't doing so well, so he was really worried about even qualifying, but he made it all the way up here, so I think he's just... I know he's not good at showing his enthusiasm, but he is deep down happy, I believe. 皆さんおめでとうございます。ありがとうございました。All right, so that's it. That is the top 3 podium winners here at the round 3, and it's going to be a very interesting turnaround because we're in the middle of the season of FDJ2, and now we're seeing changes in the ranking right now, and Yamanaka might be a little ahead because he was able to take out Kaneda at the grade 8, and he also took out Nagase, so he took out the second and third guys now in his own hand.
Yeah, most definitely. The way the bracket was set up this time was definitely in favor for whoever was going to push past all the rest of the guys that are in the top 3 positions. So definitely interesting seeing that, and we're going to have to see, like you said, we're halfway through the season. There's a lot more drifting involved this season. There's a lot more points at stake, so...
Yeah. But I think, I just think like this whole drama we have, even if it's like, you know, in the FD in the US, FDJ, we got FDJ2 now, and even in, you know, Prospect and FD, there's a lot of stuff that goes around and happens behind the scenes. And like right now, we just saw Yamanaka finally get the win right here, and he just kind of broke down because he was, you know, very emotional. And I'm pretty sure that everybody out there that is competing probably wants to get this win so bad. And I think it comes from the whole thankfulness that they have from the people that support him, and also the guys that are supporting us, which would be you guys watching us. And thank you very much for joining us here at Sportsland Sugo for the 3rd round of Formula Drift Japan FDJ2.
But with that being said, make sure you stick with us. Here soon in a few hours, we're going to have FDJ drivers practice, and we're going to roll right into qualifying. So you're going to hear our voices here in the next few hours again. We're going to be a little hyped for them. We're going to see some sick, crazy qualifying runs, and I hope you guys join us.
Yeah, so we're just going to go and take a small break and pound some energy drinks to get ready for the next round. But thank you very much for joining, guys. This is the Spec Series FDJ2 presented by Yokohama Tires. Thank you all.
Yokohama アイスガード7だ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガード7にしよう。777やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ね。あ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガード7だ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガード7にしよう。777やる。横浜やる。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮 チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチオグラレーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness. Called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.